Compounds Over 10 back again for another video here on the channel, and welcome to a new kind of video with everybody that you see on your screen, above and below. That's where you say hello, you motherfuckers.
I just looking at the camera intensely.
Starting from left to right on your screen, obviously you got Dan, Jack, Luke is below me, Matt's in the middle, and then Sham is the one that you know most prominently. He's on the bottom right.
I promised sex after this video.
I did, it's true. So today we are discussing our respective football teams. You can see on the left over there via the video which team we all support. Obviously I am evidently outnumbered, as usual. Being a Chelsea supporter is a hard life, especially with the guy in the bottom right corner as your friend. Nonetheless, we have like a list of things that we want to already.
Sorry.
we have a
move on.
There's a roll set. Just digging the fucking
we have a list. We have a list on topics that we want to touch on. So first things first is that we all hope that you're all doing safe and well during these tough times with the protests, coronavirus. Hope you're all safe, as well as thank you to the NHS for doing all your wonderful things for the UK and whatever company America use. I'm not sure, I don't follow that country, but ups to you. And fuck Donald Trump as well. That's the only one thing of controversy I'll put in there.
First opinion.
First opinion. And then the second thing is to touch on the great works of Marcus Rashford this week, who I believe
Honestly,
campaign.
Starting all the right wingers, he might as well play left back for United.
Was it? Is it a camp?
Such a dead joke.
What was it? A campaign for kids to have free school meals, right, in school?
Yeah.
We got Marcus Rashford.
And then
Fair play to him.
so then second opinion, fuck Katie Hopkins, because did any of you see what she fucking said?
Yeah.
No, I haven't
Also-
actually. What she said.
Also,
If I
she
can-
does not look fit in blue.
if I remember, I will put the tweet somewhere on the screen. But honestly, it was atrocious. I replied to it also on the screen.
Should
Sh-
also
sh-
include the ones where she's naked.
Right, Sham has some fetishes apparently. She has some fetishes apparently. She said that something that
Something along the lines
she
of-
didn't want to pay for other people's food, other kids' food, and like
That's
it was the
disgusting, man.
and it was like the parents' fault. So she said something like that. So
It was along the lines of if a parent can't feed their child, then why was the parent having the child in the first place?
basically, she was saying, "Oh, if you can't afford a child, have an abortion instead."
Do you know what's funny though? She's legit asking for money. Not some time ago. Like, yo, here's my PayPal. I'm struggling. Ooh. So it's just ironic.
She
What everyone
is
forgetting is that she is.
she's an A-class cunt, and she has the award to prove it. Thanks, Josh Peters.
I was gonna say,
So with all the touchy stuff out the way and all the Thanksgiving, we're going to start with the majority of fans in this, being the Liverpool fans, which is Jack, Luke, and Sham. And the first section that I want you guys to touch on is what your current squad is looking like. If there's anyone that's out of contract that you kind of want to sign for another year or anything like that, if there's anyone you want out, and who you want to keep in your current squad. Not anyone coming in, but who you want out of your current squad and who you want to keep.
Right. If I was going to start off, I just want to say, I mean, I think our team's pretty much almost there. I just want some more creativity in the midfields, personally, and I feel like that's kind of what we're lacking.
I think when you have like a fully fit Navigator though, that's like all right, as well as and Ox.
In his prime.
I don't know, man.
We've got the playmakers, you know. We've got the the creativity in the wings and everything. The thing that we are missing, you know, as Sham was saying, we don't so much into CDM. We got Fabinho. I think we need more of a backup CDM.
Got fucked by Billy Gilmore just saying.
We need a stronger bench, in my opinion.
We do need a stronger bench. Don't get me wrong. We got a lot of youngsters, such as Curtis Jones, Curtis Jones and that. He's just a rise, up and coming star. Like, I mean, he can go far. If he carries on the way he is going, he will be a first team player very, very shortly.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd argue say as well, a lot of people say that Liverpool needs a strengthened left back, but who's that young left back that played like most of the FA Cup games this year? Is it Williams?
Nico Williams.
Yeah, that's
Nico
right.
Williams. I thought he did alright in those couple of games. I think he looks alright.
He did really well.
I was going to say, since we're on about Liverpool youngsters, Bruce
I thought he had a brilliant game against Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
Early on in the Carabao Cup.
Brewster's set to stay on loan at Swansea as well, I think. So
I think that's the
I think
best.
a good move for him.
That's probably the best thing for him,
Personally.
to be honest.
I'll take
But
that.
yeah. Oh, speaking of a young striker, I feel like Liverpool should invest in another striker from the bench because there's a chance Origi does leave. I've read somewhere, and even then, like we
Do you-
just need more strikers on the bench.
Do you,
Really,
do you want
in
Origi
my
to leave?
opinion.
Would you be
No,
upset
he's
if he
fucking-
left?
I'll cry.
I think
Nah,
I know his
I would be
heroics,
so
but
much- I would be so much upset that he leaves. To be honest, I like I like the bloke. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I like his playstyle and I like the way he
Yeah.
plays. But
I like the bloke. He's a lovely guy. He took me on
I don't see him as a long-term player.
I agree. Yeah, he's not
I
going to
don't
stay
see.
in the club. I don't think so. Like when you think of Liverpool, you don't really think of Origi.
Personally, I think he should be given.
Yeah, come on.
I
Can I
think
say
he
quickly,
personally,
Origi?
Yeah, no.
I
But
think he
that's
personally
one
should be
of my
given
house.
like maybe a year, kind of see how he does, like one more year to see how he does, and then if things don't go well for him, then maybe
Yeah, but do you think Origi would want to stay just being a sub bench player?
I mean,
Cause-
think about it though. He stayed,
If he
and
gets-
he's
yeah,
getting
that is
time.
the thing.
Yeah.
because
He does get a fair
that-
amount
that-
of game time, to be fair to him.
but that is one of the main reasons why I've seen that he might want to leave is because he thinks that he can be he could probably walk into one of the lower last sides and
surprised
be
he
a
doesn't
starting
like it.
striker.
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
like
He's,
it.
Leipzig might be a
he's
decent move
definitely-
actually.
Yeah, he's been to Germany
Thing is-
before. They lost.
I
to
could
Cymru.
honestly,
then-
it's the exact same position that Loris Karius is in, where
Don't
they
even
have
bring
a-
up.
have a
Don't even bring up.
standout striker. Yeah, they have like a standout striker or like number 9 in Roberto Firmino, and for Origi to actually like start in his place with Mane or are out on the wings, or one of the three of them dropping, and Origi coming in. It's the exact same thing as Loris Karius is adamant that he's going to be able to get, or he's going to fight for the number 1 spot. It's not going to happen. He's a shit keeper.
Yeah,
Alisson is
I mean,
by
yeah.
He has to.
can't
Yes,
get
he has to.
number
He has
one.
to fight for number 2.
No, speaking of that though, like, yeah, who would you start, Adrian or Karius?
Probably.
Honestly,
Adrian,
Adrian.
Adrian.
More experienced, more reliable.
I just-
he has,
you know,
he
yeah.
has his moments,
Just want to
but
like
he's not
put the
shocking.
question out there. Just
yeah, he's not like Karius where he just palms in.
Don't get me wrong, right? Lucaris had his moments. He had his peak.
He's not a
He
bad
was
keeper.
But he is not.
Not
He's
Liverpool
not-
quality. He's not Liverpool quality.
No.
Not
I agree.
No,
No.
He's not starting over. Oh, thank God we lost Matt.
Matt's gone. He'll
Right,
be
right.
back briefly. Shortly, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
A player.
Remember that he used to support Liverpool.
A player I wanted to touch on with you guys was Shaqiri. What do you think of Shaqiri? Because there's a lot of
I
talk that
reckon-
he's
I reckon
going.
He should get more game time, in my opinion.
I do
Yeah,
He's
think
such
he
an
should.
underrated player.
Yeah.
thing is, like, again, he's got so much quality, Shaqiri, and like, for example, the Barcelona game, he got assist there,
Yeah.
and he did also like scored a brace against United. Like, Shaqiri has a shit ton of quality. He's like one of those football players. Like when he's playing, you know he could do something.
It's just so hard to get into that front 3 at the moment, isn't it? Because like
Yeah, that's the
Firmino,
issue with
Salah, and
bringing
Mane
in
are too good.
players.
However, Liverpool have had 2 solid seasons now where they've not really gotten injured. Firmino's had a few, but he's been back pretty quickly.
That's true.
So
We need to-
are they going to have a 3rd season with no injuries
feel
up
like-
front?
we need to bring in another forward because with the
Mm,
Africa Cup of Nations coming in, and we're going to be missing out Salah and Mane and Keita.
True, I forgot about that. Okay,
So
no.
I do think we need another winger,
At that
at
point,
least 2 more forwards.
at that
just
point, do you
'cause of
have
that reason.
at that point do you have Origi on the left and Shaqiri on the right if you don't put anyone in and they don't leave?
The way I would play it is I play with like it's a shit situation. This is why I'm not the manager of Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp is.
Hmm.
I mean, you could be
Um,
the manager of a League 2 team, let alone the Liverpool.
Uh,
I mean, I can't even manage my FIFA manager career.
last person, or well, the last 2 people I wanted to ask you about. Obviously, I know this is your discussion, but like 2 players I always think about when I think about Liverpool, like leaving or staying, was A, Karius. Do you want him to stay and fight for second choice, or would you rather just keep Adrian? Because you got to remember, Adrian has made mistakes too. He
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
cost.
yeah.
He kind of
And
cost.
he's a lot older.
He fucked up
Yeah,
that shot against
that's
Chelsea in the
something
FA Cup.
The thing is, personally,
Granted,
I
he
would
didn't
like-
see- he didn't see it, but
for him.
I would like a goalkeeper that doesn't fuck up.
Everyone
as a
would
number
like that.
2, you know.
Honestly, you could really benefit with a goalkeeper of about 22, 23 years old who will be there who's like consistently on the bench for the Premier League, but is always used instead of the main keeper, like sort of Adrian is at the moment when Alisson's injured or when Alisson needs a break. You have Adrian to come in and take that goalkeeper spot. You need someone like that, but who's stupidly young, who they can work on and build to become that replacement for Alisson in years to come.
I think this is
could be something like Romero at United. Sorry if you don't like.
No, go for it.
He's not great. He's not young, but she's not shit though.
I think this is where more so that Liverpool need a good youngster keeper to come through. That you can still play in the Premier League too, get game time, and then eventually move up to second, and then maybe first if Alisson ever leaves.
Honestly, someone like Dean Henderson would be sick for Liverpool. Yeah. Someone of that caliber, a young player.
He wouldn't go to be bench though. He would not go to be bench. He already wants to be Man United's number 1. He already wants to be Man United's number 1.
We'll get onto that later. He could well and truly be.
So
that'd be good and grow. They need to be a bit greedy, don't they? They don't want to just play as a sub.
Yeah, no.
Well, for example, look at Kepa. That's the perfect example. Is Kepa the guy literally refused to come off because he's greedy for game time. Like you can't get any more greedy than that.
To be fair though, if you go back to that moment, if Kepa had won that penalty shootout for Chelsea against City, he would have been a legend on that day.
He would have been a legend.
And that game angers me so much because he should have saved that last penalty. But no, it's whatever. Chelsea goalkeeper. Chelsea goalkeeper is a future. It's later on. So go for it. Carry on, Jack.
I want to come back to the Adrian part a minute quickly.
Go for it.
Everyone's saying like obviously everyone makes mistakes. You know, we know this. You know, everyone's human at the end of the day. Yeah. Alisson's made mistakes. Kepa, Karius more than most. But anyway, I don't believe Karius is a Liverpool player. End of story. But Adrian, when Alisson got injured at the start of the season, Adrian stepped up to the plate.
He was so good at the beginning.
He won us a Super Cup.
He was so good at the beginning. No, Tammy won you the Super Cup.
When he didn't get gameplay, game time, anything like that at all, he started losing it a bit. And then that's where he made a mistake in the FA Cup. I'm not too fussed in the FA Cup. I was more focused on, the Premier League. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about the FA Cup. It's second tier, to us. I'm not.
No, that's fair enough. Don't disrespect the FA Cup like that, though.
Cup. It is a second cup, though.
It is fair.
It's
fair.
like
FA Cup is for like FA Cup is like the cup that the teams that don't really have big ambitions have to try and go for.
Yeah. Like we won the Champions League last year. I want the Premier League this year. I don't give a fuck about the FA Cup.
Well, it's going to happen in it. So.
You know what I mean?
Put it this way: Liverpool is going for the 10 out of 10 goals, whilst the other teams are just going for anything they could get.
It's technically kind of true.
That's the most bizarre way of looking at it.
It kind of works though. It kind of works. You can't deny it.
YouTube channel, please subscribe.
But with the lower end teams, all right, they want the FA Cup for the money.
Yeah,
like
TV.
They get that money in. They get that money. They get that money in for the transfer players. They get the players that they need, and then the trainer or any other staff that they need to develop their players further.
This is why I always thought, like, you know how with the FA Cup and Carabao, obviously the Premier League sides come in on like round 3. I reckon if you changed it and put them all in at the beginning, there'd be a lot more upsets and give more smaller teams a chance to actually win it. Because when was the last time that we saw? When was the last time we saw a small club win one of those cups? Probably Hull, or even Swansea winning the Carabao that one year. Swansea.
And even though they didn't win at Bradford as well, they had some major upsets along the way as well.
Yes,
Bradford in that tournament to get to where they were. I mean, it was an amazing tournament for them. Like all the League 1 and League 2 teams that don't expect to get far, even like National League teams that get into like the 4th and 5th round that you hear about. Like, it's amazing for not only for their, but also for their fans and everything, and it brings like that sort of vibe that you normally get in the big games, like the Manchester United, Man City games, like the massive talks, the Merseyside derby. They get those sort of like sort of vibes about the little FA Cup games that they end up playing against the League One sides and the other Championship and Premier League teams that they have a chance to go and play at their ground or like have a chance to beat. It's a good tournament for raising awareness of other teams and also building funds for those teams that need it as well.
The funds,
And it-
yeah, that's a key point.
And it also allows bigger clubs to pick up the players from from the lower
Smaller
end
teams, yeah.
who do have potential.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing though, right? Connor, you asked this question just now. When was like a small club last won the FA Cup? And I'll tell you that it's the only small club I can see other than Arsenal, the United, the Cities, was Wigan Athletic in 2012-2013 season.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
8 years.
Was that against Arsenal?
That was against they beat.
Was it Man City? That was
1-0.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad.
I
But
remember that.
again,
But-
it allows bigger teams to pick up potential from other small teams as well, which is great. Fuck, why is this camera just?
So
I'm still tempted to make a joke about. No, hold on.
So-
Look at 20.
quickly, lads. Before this video turns into a club a competition video, that could be for another one if you guys want to see it.
Jack's is gone.
Jack's gone. It's not a massive deal. The other person I
Just
wanted to
rearranging.
quickly talk on with Liverpool before we move on to Chelsea is, or no, actually, no, your transfer rumors and stuff is Dejan Lovren, and do you think he still has a place in the squad?
Not in the first team.
I'm not in the first team.
Great question.
But do you think he
I
should? Do you
dunno.
think he should stay, or do you think you should get maybe a younger one coming through now?
I would.
I don't
I
know.
reckon. If
Maybe
you
like
replace him-
Van der Berg. He's pretty good from the
Yeah, I
Liverpool
think
youth team, isn't he?
Van der Beek would be a good replacement.
I reckon unless we find a proper solid replacement, then we shouldn't sell him because I just don't want to get rid of players if you can't replace them.
Because who's your other centre back options? So you got
We have
Van Dijk,
Gomez
Van Dijk,
and
Gomez,
and Van Dijk.
Matip. That's three. Gomez can obviously play right back, but you've got Trent playing there most of the time.
Matip, Gomez, they're both quality.
Yeah.
I don't know who
Matip is
started with who.
extremely underrated. Matip is
This-
a quality
You
centre
gotta
back.
see
And
us-
when he's next to Van Dijk, he gets Van Dijk.
It's just the
gets all
Van-
praise,
it's
but
just
they're
the
both
Van
doing-
Dijk
they're both
effect.
doing the work.
To be fair though, everybody looks a lot better when they're next to Van Dijk as well.
Yeah.
Gomez looked a lot better.
No,
next to Van Dijk.
Joel Matip has experience in other leagues as well.
The
He's
thing-
a quality
the
centre-back
thing-
that
the thing is
very
with-
underrated.
He is really good.
The thing is with Matip, he had such a good start of the season. I think he would still be in the starting 11 right now if he didn't get injured. Him
Yeah,
getting injured
before-
allowed Gomez back in.
Yeah, that's,
Before Van
that's
Dijk
true.
came in, Liverpool actually had there's one point where we actually had a fairly decent defense when it was just Matip and Lovren as a partnership.
Even Matip and Lovren are a good partnership. If Van Dijk got injured, I would be if I was a Liverpool fan, I would be really happy to have Matip and Lovren next to each other. Obviously, Trent and Robertson down in the fullback positions, and then Joe
yeah.
Gomez is sub for all those three positions.
I would much rather have Gomez in over Lovren only because Lovren has made a few mistakes previously, more than most of them.
Yeah, same, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he's
but
more
Gomez also
he's,
has-
he's
Fair, though.
more
Obviously.
mistake prone.
Yeah, there's
He is more
that.
mistake
But
prone.
in my opinion, I think Lovren as well has that bounce back ability, kind of look back at what his mistakes were, and then kind of fix them over time.
I mean, if you think about it, it wasn't too long
You see-
ago. Croatia were in the FA Cup World Cup final.
Yeah, no,
he
I was gonna
he
say-
didn't have a bad World Cup.
Lovren,
Oh.
honestly, he can
Yeah,
be
but
fucking quality.
I know, I don't
He
think
rates
it's
himself as the
Lovren.
best world
It's just-
defender in the
yeah,
world.
that's- He's not
He's not
consistent.
consistent.
Yeah,
Did you see Liverpool's tweet the other day about
He's
they showed
Player, plays
Lovren
football. Whoa.
they showed Lovren taking a touch and they were like, nice one that Dejan Lovren.
I remember.
And then everyone was like, this is a basic
Where's the
football
good-
quality.
where's the good
What are you
part?
talking about?
Alright,
Just him just
Oh.
doing a generic touch and turn.
so Liverpool fan, is there anyone else in your current squad that you want to touch on? Sham, did you mention Harry Wilson?
Oh yeah, he's got an extra. Well, he's staying on loan at Bournemouth, I think.
Do you reckon?
I
Do
think so,
you
sir.
reckon?
He's been quality for them.
Do you reckon he makes it
I'm
into
fine with that, I just-
Liverpool's bench next season?
I reckon
Oh,
what
definitely,
we should do
yeah.
personally
Yeah.
is just
Because that's a winger
Oh,
sorted
but
right there. Ben,
if
he is a winger sorted.
Yeah.
I reckon we should bring him back in January for like when Salah and Keita and Mane go to play Africa Cup of Nations.
That could be
So you think like
Yeah.
a short term loan when it opens up in January, August again?
I want him for like in our team during that time because he's just
I
quality
think.
winger.
I think Harry Wilson is one of those players where he can play anywhere in like he can play cam, he
Anywhere,
can play
sorry,
wing, he can play wide midfielder. He could even as like an attacking threat, he can still drop into that centre mid role like Steven Gerrard or like a navigator sort of player, like pushing forward, but also like being able to be just in front of the defender. I think he'd be a quality.
as well.
Yeah, he is. He's a phenomenal free
phenomenal.
kick taker. He's so good.
I mean, I don't want to rub it in
I
too
mean-
much, but that free kick against United
Yeah, that
was
something else.
unbelievable.
Yeah, for Derby, yeah.
I mean, you've
That Derby team was incredible. What a team! He had so many
Lawrence,
youngsters in it.
Lawson, Marriott.
They're like
Mountain
like
and
Liverpool and a Chelsea like team combined, like a youth team combined. At that place, it was
That's Tomori as
insane.
yeah tomorrow as well.
And loads of players.
The last player I think maybe doesn't get talked about as much for Liverpool. I think he's a good Welsh talent actually for Liverpool. Is Ben Woodburn. Like, he doesn't get as much praise or game
Yeah.
time, but he's also coming through as well. Just to think about.
Where's he gone on loan?
He is on Oxford
And
currently.
to Oxford.
So I think.
Oxford.
Currently he's played 11 times,
Mm,
1 goal, 4 assists.
Like he's like 18, Dan. He's very young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one goal or
No, he's
five
He's a good player.
5 goal contributions in 11 games.
I think
in the
for
league.
him to get onto Liverpool's bench, he needs to work on his weak foot. Especially, he's not that good on his weak foot.
Ironically, I think Woodburn has more chance of impressing at Wales than he does in another club at the moment.
Yeah, that's the point.
oh,
Yeah.
he's a cam, isn't he?
He's a
Cam.
cam winger, I think. He's similar to Wilson, kind of.
He's a,
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah,
very similar to
Perfect.
Harry Wilson.
I thought he was a left back for some reason.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
know.
The game he played
So-
for Wales. Yeah, I remember the game he played for Wales.
Also, I do want to say, so there was rumours that speaking of like wingers that Liverpool could use, there's rumours that Coutinho comes back to Liverpool.
Hold on. We're not on to rumours yet. Hold on.
Are we not? Well, we're on about Liverpool, aren't we? And that's one about wingers.
Yeah,
Alright.
but that's
but
that's literally what I was gonna. That's what I.
Don't hit me, please.
That's what I was literally gonna say. I was gonna say if you guys are content and you finish talking about the current squad, now you can move on to. I asked them to gather a couple of rumors that are circulating around Liverpool and talk about them, like what you kind of want, what you kind of don't want. Like, is there any rumors that you've seen and you're like, no, don't need this right now, go away? Is there any ones that you've seen and it's like, yes, this would 100% improve us? Anything like that?
One
Yeah, I see
outrage.
one.
Hold on, one at a time.
Yeah.
We'll go order. So we'll go Jack, Luke, and then Sham.
Alright, okay. Obviously, we were
So
talking about
that's the
days on
last
love run and everything. No, I don't think it would work. But at the moment, it has not come through. Again, it is just a rumour. Liverpool want a signing of £80.5 million star who would like an Anfield move. And that defender is Koulibaly from Napoli. Now,
If
I think
you had
Yeah,
Van
that was
Dijk, if you had Van Dijk, Koulibaly, Liverpool are winning the league for the next 10 years.
Yes.
We're
That's what I'm
going
saying.
to end up just winning everything.
Yeah,
ever. But the issue is, we was linked with him for like 2-3 seasons.
Everyone
We
has
still
been
don't have him.
everyone has been linked with him. Everyone, like
oh,
Man United,
Luke's gone.
Chelsea, everyone. Luke's gone as well. He'll come back.
Just
Yeah,
get
there he
him
is.
from-
but I'd love Koulibaly in my team. I would
I think-
absolutely love
Yeah.
Koulibaly in my team.
I
Koulibaly would
think
be.
Koulibaly, like that centre back option is the only like. So that second
be the
centre back
best
next to Van
centre-back
Dijk is the only place in the entire squad where you actually like have any weaknesses. Your midfield is stacked. Your front three and your subs are like they're pretty good. Like Origi can.
I wouldn't say
Well,
that.
I wouldn't say that midfield is stacked. I wouldn't say that midfield is stacked.
Yeah,
You
I
think?
want like a more creative midfielder.
They've got Navi.
I'll be honest.
They've got Navi Keita. They've got Henderson. They've got a lot.
No, but I'm thinking if you
Ronaldo, Fabinho.
Lallana.
yeah, but if you think of young, like
But the thing is,
not many.
I don't think.
like
Lallana-
Liverpool's midfield are good workhorses.
This is
But-
this is the sort of
But
problem that
creativity is
Liverpool
what
have
we're
got.
lacking. Like
Just the-
honestly, Bruno Fernandes would have been perfect for Liverpool.
No, I know
I'm really annoyed he went to United. I wanted him myself.
I
The
know
biggest.
who would exactly be
Justin.
perfect for Liverpool. if they wanted to splash the money, and that would be Kai Havertz.
I have it. I knew you'd say him, yeah, but I don't think they
I
will.
have
They
it would be a
didn't buy Werner.
solid move.
Havertz
Sorry.
is supposed to be plan B to Werner, wasn't he? I can't remember. Not
Yeah.
too sure.
Yeah.
No, Usman
Kai Havertz-
Usman Dembele is apparently Plan B.
Listen, if they're not going to sign Werner for 50 mil, they won't sign Kai Havertz for 80. They won't do that.
I'm pretty sure Chelsea have got Werner. I think
I'll touch on that.
Is off more
I-
than as well.
I have information on that. I'll touch on that in a minute.
All right.
All right. So Jack mentioned.
No, this is
All right. So, yeah, go on, Matt.
this is the problem with Liverpool's team. They bought Salah, they bought Firmino, they bought Mane. Then they have this base 11. The front three and the back four, they don't change. They're pretty much set for like the entire season, other than injuries.
Yeah.
And the problem that they've got now is that unless they want to change formation, they can't buy massive big place to like come in as like replacements. And yes, unless they are like between the age bracket of 18 to 23 years of age, because they won't get game time. And the biggest problem that Liverpool have got at the moment is that they have like all like their massive players are irreplaceable. They can't be swapped out. If they're looking at Werner, who will they drop? If they stay on that 4-3-3 formation that they are renowned for playing with two box-to-box centre mids, one CDM, they can't drop anyone from that front three. They're all irreplaceable. So where does Werner slot in? He's a bench player at best.
Why they won't sign him.
There's no point signing him. There's no point signing him because he won't play, and then he'll get pissed and he'll move.
Yeah, he's a wasted
But
talent.
you also have to think if everything goes Liverpool's way, they're going to be playing 60 games a season. Not all three of them don't play all 60 games without risking injury.
Yeah, but then again, though, is Werner going to get pissed off that he only plays 10 of those 60 games?
Yeah, he
Or-
wants to be a star man.
Or will he get injured from not playing too much, and then his muscle his strength?
Nah, I think if
that they can fix.
go on, Matt.
Who's gonna say?
Go on, Matt.
The way that they can fix their like problem to get Werner into the starting 11 is to drop Firmino back into like a number 10 role. That number 10, that number 8 sort of like attacking midfielder who can pick out passes like nobody else on the pitch.
Firmino could play a box-to-box
He's not
midfielder.
that player.
He could make a box-to-box midfielder.
Yeah, but that means
That's the only other position That's the only other position he can play. He's not. I don't think he's quick enough to be a winger. He's good on the ball, but he's not a winger because he hasn't got the pace for it. He's literally a player who sits in the middle of the park and orchestrates everything. He's Liverpool's Kevin De Bruyne. Like that is his role.
Mm-hmm.
He's not there to run down the wings and cause havoc for fullbacks. He's not there to break people's legs like Fabinho is. He's not there to run into the. He's not there. He's there to create and form goals for the club so that he can progress further on. He's not.
His defensive contribution is pretty good though.
His defensive contribution for a forward is fucking incredible. He's
Wasn't there a
fucking good going
stat? I
back.
think I forgot which season it was, but he got the second highest amount of tackles out of any
Yeah.
player.
He's mental.
One season.
He's honestly, I can't see him being in any other team. But I would not be surprised if like Real Madrid or Barcelona came knocking on the door for him in this transfer window because of just how good he actually is. He's criminally underrated, and even though people were on about like they were coming in and they were saying like he is underrated, he's probably our best player. He's even now still underrated. He's just that good. Like I don't think he's quite at the level of Kevin De Bruyne, but like. He's literally the second best behind him. Like he's insane. He's so good at what he does.
There was a quote that said like, if you watch the game, you might not see Firmino, but if you watch Firmino, you'll see the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. He's good.
So we've touched on Koulibaly. We've touched on Werner for Liverpool. Is there before this becomes a 40-minute before this becomes 40-minute section of just Liverpool? Let's try and keep it under 35 minutes. Is there one other person that you guys want to touch on at all? In or out?
The only other player that Liverpool are linked to, apparently according to Transfer Market, is Adama Traore from Wolves.
I also,
That's the only player that they're rumored about signing.
I also saw Usman. I also saw Usman Dembele today as well. Usman Dembele would be quality if he was fit. If you could get a fit Usman Dembele, if you could get a fit Usman Dembele,
he's not a bench player. Ben, he's not a bench player. He should be starting for Barcelona. It should be.
He does when he's fit. He does when he's fit.
Yeah, he just keeps getting injured.
He's a very, very unfortunate player. When he was at Dortmund, he was incredible. He was where Jadon Sancho is at this moment in time. Like the two of them are pretty much identical, stat for stat, whatever. He was insane.
Like
he's transferred to Barcelona and he can't get in because of Messi, obviously irreplaceable. He can't get in because of Suarez, a fan favorite, and that left wing is at the moment goes between him and Coutinho, both of who are stupidly overpriced. They paid so much money for the pair of them. Both of them aren't pulling their weight, and then they go and have Ansu Fati come in, and he's like that left mid or left wing that for years to come, because he's only 16, 17 years of age. There's no place for Ousmane Dembele in that squad. He should just leave.
Honestly, fixing Barcelona could be a whole different, whole separate video by itself. Yeah. Where they went wrong, where they went wrong over the past 3 years in transfers would be such an easy topic to talk about.
Selling Neymar and then the players they bought with Neymar, really.
They're in the exact same position as Liverpool, where they have an entire team, not that many youngsters coming through. Everyone loves the team the way they are. They're all irreplaceable. They have the exact same.
Like Tabido.
Well, Griezmann was an awful.
He looks quality, man. Tabido. He's had a good season so far, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we're
He's
pretty
been playing well. I can't remember where he is. I think he's at
he's
he's in the Bundesliga. I think isn't he playing for Leipzig?
No, it's not Leipzig. It's a more lowerish team, I think.
I can't remember where he's playing.
Schalke.
Yeah, sorry. I'm pretty sure he's played a couple of times for them, and when he has played, he's had good spells.
Yeah, he's played 10 games, I think, for them.
Yeah, he's even scored. Oh wait, no, he's playing. No, that was last year. Yeah. He's played 10 games or so for them this year, and he's been pretty good.
He's been mad, yeah. He's good.
All right,
he's an upcoming star.
One sec.
Well, I think this is.
So Jack will be coming back momentarily, guys, for the video. That is a solid 35 minutes talking about Liverpool. Are we good?
Some pretty good stuff.
Are we good?
Yeah, we should stop it. I was gonna
say, a question, what would be your ideal 11 for next season? So,
Yeah. We'll end on that. Ideal 11.
Okay. Well, personally, for me, it is.
Goalkeeper's easy. Yeah.
He's just going to he's just trying to say the exact same starting level we have now. End of story. There we are. Done.
I mean, it pretty much is.
That's the issue. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Thing is, it's pretty much everything straightforward, but
other than an interchangeable, other than an interchangeable midfield like Liverpool, perfect.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to another team because Liverpool's we get it. Liverpool's great. Come on.
All right, so
hop over to Manu.
No, actually, it's Chelsea next. So this is my time to get rinsed. So. So it's no doubt that Chelsea have quite a big squad at the moment, which isn't a necessarily bad thing, but it's also a bad thing for selection wise. So I'm gonna work on more of a structured thing for the current squad in and out. I'm gonna try and do it quicker so Man United have more time to talk about it. So I'm gonna start with keeper.
You got more problems than you do.
I don't know. It's very close. So,
okay, Con, I have one question for you.
Yes.
Ever since he's tried, do you think Christian Pulisic has fitted into the squad?
Every time Pulisic has played, I really enjoyed watching playing. I've enjoyed watching him play. Every game that he's played, he's been very good for Chelsea this year.
He's been brilliant.
Until that injury at Burnley, he was on fire. He scored, I think it was 6 goals and 2 assists in his last 3 games that he played. He was really getting he was getting on that momentum, and I really enjoyed watching him play. Just a shame that injury came in. But next season again, I think he'll get a lot more. But again, that will come down to starting XI, which I'll talk about later. So I'm going to start with keeper first, and everyone, at least on Chelsea Twitter, is currently discussing the goalkeeper. At least they were a couple of weeks ago with Kepa. Now, I really like Kepa. I like his work rate, and I think that he's pretty determined to try and do well. I just know he hasn't been great. I think he's got like one of the lowest save percentages in the Premier League, which is really damning for a £75 million keeper. But I really like him.
He was a panic buy.
He was a panic buy, but
they sold Courtois.
he was a panic buy, which is one of the like if he didn't have this price tag on him, say that Chelsea was going to sell Courtois normally, like Courtois didn't put up all that big fuss until the end of the transfer window. If they sold him normally and then Chelsea went in for Arrizabalaga normally, or Black, there wouldn't be this talk. Like if Arrizabalaga was a £35 million, £40 keeper, this talk wouldn't be happening. But because he's the most expensive keeper in the world, it's happening.
No, he's playing for a top 6 team, and to have a 55% save percentage.
Exactly. So, but also the defense hasn't been great this season as well. So like there's a case for both. But I like Arrizabalaga. I think he's kind of having a similar situation to De Gea when he first came to the Premier League. And De Gea improved. De Gea improved massively after the first like couple of seasons. So we could see that, and there have been very good promising saves from Arrizabalaga. Like I'll never ever forget that penalty save against Frankfurt with his legs. That is one of my favorite penalty saves of all time. All time.
He has a lot of time to prove himself for that price.
Yeah, I think
he has a lot of time.
I think it is on camera
to work up a stature that
is like
so.
really.
I think Kepa
investment.
He should have time, is what I personally think. Caballero's just signed a 1-year contract extension, so we've got him for another year. Which
also, honestly, we were talking about Karius and Adrian being great backup or like being like decent backup keepers. Caballero, in quality, he is brilliant. I love Caballero. He is quality.
Yeah,
so when
he's in the exact same boat as Sergio Romero, like both of them are very, very good.
Yeah, they're both very good, but Caballero's made a lot of errors, even for City as well.
Oh yeah, he has. He just ran out of contract. So when Chelsea talk about replacements for Kepa or possible, the only 2 people I've really seen. Actually, no, I've seen 3, and one of them is beyond this world. One of them was Donnarumma, one was Onana, and the other one was Roman Berkey. Berkey.
Quality.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting onto rumors here. I'll touch more on it later, but like all three of those, only Onana I like. Only.
Really?
Only Onana I like.
I actually have a mad amount of respect for Roman Berkey. Roman Berkey is a criminally underrated goalkeeper.
No, but Berkey has been awful this season. Awful.
Has he?
Yes.
He's been awful. Games that you've noticed he's been awful because they've made a point of saying that he's awful. Like in the Champions League, he was shocking, but at the same time, what they don't talk about with Roman Berkey is the saves that he does make. And if it wasn't for like Dortmund's defense this year, they would not be where they are. Yes, they score goals. Yes, they concede goals. But if it wasn't for the back 4 and the goalkeeper, they would be in a shit position right now because all they are is attack.
Well, the thing
that back line, the keeper are a massive part of that Dortmund side.
Like with a goalkeeper, like with most players, like most teams, most players, when they mess up, like you wouldn't always know about it. It could just be like, striker missed a chance, or Henderson did a bad pass. If the goalkeeper messes up, you will know.
It's a massive. Yeah, it's something that's talked about a lot in the football world.
It's the most hardest position in the world because of
it is.
So. Yeah,
back to Chelsea.
No, I'd agree. Yeah. But again, I'll talk on more who I want in and out. Like in terms of the current squad, as I was going to say, I want Kepa to stay personally as a Chelsea fan. I want Kepa to stay. I want him to keep playing.
Yeah, definitely.
So defense is a little bit more tricky, but for me, Pfizer coming in. It's all right. So for me, our defense is a little bit more tricky. Left back, 100% needs changing. Both, I would personally rather see both Alonso and Emerson leave. Preferably keeping Emerson if need be as a backup. Alonso's got to go. Alonso has to go. But to be fair, Alonso had a good back end to the season. So if either one of them stays, I won't be mad as long as we get a new left back in.
Like I don't think he's a left back personally.
No, you have a serious
I-
left back issue. I'm not a fan of both your left backs. Not gonna lie.
Well,
Like, I
a wing
think
back or a left mid.
the thing is though, like
Yeah.
the thing is, Frank Lampard has played a 3-5 throughout the season, so Alonso can have parts to play. So again, either one of them, like Emerson was pretty decent before his injury. He was putting up all right numbers, so it was like if one of them leaves, I'll be happy, and if we have to keep one of them, I'll be all right, because Chelsea also have a.
Chelsea's potential rumours are very, very interesting because they cover a lot of.
I know,
and there's quite a few of them.
I've got
It's
so
gonna be
many.
a very interesting topic. Yeah,
I've got so many,
can't
but
wait to talk about Chelsea.
honestly though, as a full thing, again, I'll talk who I want Chelsea to buy as the left back, but what I think will happen in the next 2 years, Lampard's already said it. We have a really good young left back at the moment called Ian Mattison, who plays for Netherlands. He will come up into the first team within the next year or two, I think, and then he will be second choice until who I think will come in leaves. Centre backs position, I like all of our centre backs, pretty much. Rudiger has some mistakes. All of them have some mistakes, but when they're paired next to each in certain combinations, they're all right. Like Zuma and Tomori, good partnership. Christensen and Rudiger, good partnership. Like it's really interchangeable right now, and even though a lot of people think that we need a new centre back, I like our centre back options at the moment. We've also got Ethan Ampadu that's out on loan, who's pretty decent.
Chelsea have been talking about maybe like Azpilicueta getting older, and like Azpilicueta is like 20 and 29, 30 years old at the moment.
He's like, he's 32 this year, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's coming to the end of his career, but like I think he's got like 5 years left max.
Either way, he's a legend for Chelsea.
Yeah, no,
the thing is,
Chelsea legend through.
The thing is, with our right back now, with Reece James coming through, Azpilicueta can drop more into a centre back position when needed.
I was gonna say, honestly, having that 20 like that, he's got experience in the Premier League. Like he's played. How many years has he been at Chelsea? Like
a lot.
5-6 years. Like,
no,
having that player like of that caliber with that experience, like, and he is a solid defender. Azpilicueta, he's quality.
We signed
I do like him a lot.
We signed Azpilicueta in 2012.
Yeah, so he's been at the club
8 years. Mourinho once said he could win the league with 12 Azpilicuetas.
No, he could. Azpilicueta could play anywhere on the pitch. The only thing I worry about is him in goal and him up front. Because he's 5'9" and he ain't got the best shot.
So
I think that if you
no, go on, Matt. Sorry, finish. Yeah.
I think that if you played Azpilicueta with one of you played Azpilicueta with Zuma, and then played Azpilicueta with Christensen, and then Ampadu, and then all the others, they just continuously learn off him, and eventually you'd have like 6 or 7 quality centre backs, all available to interchange with one another because Azpilicueta has kind of guided them and molded them into the centre backs that Lampard wants them to be.
The problem is with that, as you said, we have like 7 centre backs. And although having plenty of depth,
I think 1 or 2 of them needs to go.
Also, having plenty of depth isn't really. It's a nice issue to have, but it's an issue. So, and it's another situation which in further up the field with midfield, which I'll talk about literally in a couple seconds after I finish this section really quickly. Is that we need to choose who needs to go, and I'm a fault for this. Like I want to keep them all, and I like them all, but I need to be more like nail through the coffin. So at the moment, if one has to go, unfortunately, as much as I like him, it's got to be Zuma. He's just more prone. Christensen. No, Christensen. Since Lampard criticised his physicality, has been great. Since Lampard came out and was like, you need to.
Isn't he like 23, 24? Like he's still young.
He's 24. Yeah. He's 24.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of him at all.
Honestly, he could be at Chelsea for years to come. If he improves this season, like coming up, if he gets like a good season under his belt and they continue to improve him, I put him up, put him like next to like. I honestly, I don't think Rudiger's going to last that many years at Chelsea.
I
can see him moving
I don't
on.
know. This next
Could be
season,
2 or 3 years.
this next season will determine who stays and who goes for Chelsea's defender. I don't think we'll let many defenders leave this season, but this season next coming up, or even these next 10 games, will determine.
Chelsea can see.
I don't know.
I honestly believe that Chelsea's like.
No, go for it, Matt.
I honestly believe that Chelsea's future, like diamond three, like defensive three, like the CDM and the 2 centre backs will be Christensen, Tomori, and then Ampadu at that CDM role. I honestly believe that is the way that they will progress, and they'll go that way. Like I believe, like Reece James on the right, and then someone on the left.
So many Chelsea fans are like arguing if Ampadu's a CDM or a centre back, and honestly, it's a really nice conversation to have.
He can play either. He plays both for Wales. I'd be quite happy to have him
he can play right back and left back as well, which is amazing. But right back's coming up. I'll quickly finish up with right back. Reece James, he's going to be our right back for the next couple of years, I think. So that's defense wrapped up. Sham, quickly mention what you're going to say before I go into midfield.
I'll say this at the end when you sum up your team.
All right. So midfield again is just an option. Is a problem that we've got too many.
I feel like Kante, he's Kante's in.
I think Kante, for me, like there was so many rumors that Kante was done because of his injury season, but I think Kante is still one of the first names on the team sheet. When you have a fit Kante, he's the best centre defensive midfield in the world, next to Casemiro.
I think he wasn't going to come back in training, but there's been rumors that he's.
God no, yeah, he's back in full contact training. He's available for pick against Aston Villa as well.
Honestly, who was the manager before? Who was the manager before Lampard? It was
Sarri.
Sarri ruined Kante.
Playing him as a cam. Playing him as cam was bad, but Lampard now changing him to a box to box. I don't think is so bad. Him playing as a cam, bad. Box to box, not so bad. CDM is perfect for him.
Perfect.
Yeah. One thing I want to know before.
Yeah, go for it.
Ron Con. I can't remember who asked now, but someone asked about goals conceded.
Yeah.
So like now, 39.
Yeah.
I say it's not great. It's not bad. It's not great, but
highest in the top 6, though.
So yeah. So Kante, I think, is nailed on for me. I don't want Kante to leave. I'm just gonna go through the midfields and say who I want to leave and who I don't. So Kante, stay. Kovacic, stay. I think Kovacic has been one of the best midfielders in the world this year. Jorginho, I am impartial to. Like, if Juventus come in with a good offer, I will be happy. I won't be sad. I won't be like happy if Jorginho leaves. I think he's been alright this year.
I can't stand him. I hate him. I hate him so much. He's so shit.
So like,
I
don't think Chelsea will need a deep line playing maker next season. So as future vision, so I don't think it matters if Jorginho leaves or stays. Barkley gotta go. Like recently towards the end of it he was doing all right, but he's way too inconsistent. I'd be more than happy just to leave please.
I want to say Chelsea fans, don't be offended when I say this. I think Barkley going to Chelsea, in my opinion, was a wrong move because he was doing great.
It was only a bad move if we don't get more than 15 million for him. Because otherwise we make profit, and at the point we got him for 15 mil, so it doesn't matter.
Wages and shit in it.
So
the potential rumors for Chelsea players leaving is Willian, Jorginho, Marcus Alonso, N'Golo Kante, Batshuayi, and Kepa. They're the only 6 players rumored to be leaving.
Well, no, Barkley has been linked to West Ham and Newcastle. Either one.
So is Batshuayi. Batshuayi's been linked to West Ham.
Apparently, again, that's a rumor. I'll talk about Batshuayi in a second. So yeah, Barkley out. I'm happy to Barkley to leave. Then it comes into my more favorite midfielders, and I don't know who should leave and who should stay. But again, there's a lot of games in the season if we get what we want, so I think there'll be quite a few minutes around. Loftus-Cheek is now able to come back. He's fully fit, ready for Aston Villa game.
I was scared he's going to become like the next.
Wasn't he like before the Arsenal match? He got injured in a friendly.
Yeah, he got injured in a charity friendly.
Why did you set up a friendly before?
Because it was
a charity friendly, I guess. Yeah.
It was a charity friendly and stuff like that. And no, I think it was an event got moved. I think the Europa League final, because it was in Baku, got moved. Something like that. So So yeah, but Loftus-Cheek is coming back. I really like Loftus-Cheek, but I think he's got to make up this year, or these at least show something
I
these next
think-
10 years, or next 10 years, next 10 games, and
I think
hopefully,
Loftus-Cheek could be like Pogba.
and hopefully
He
he
has to
has,
hit the ground running.
and hopefully if he has a good season next season, he'll be all right. I like Loftus-Cheek, but again, it's just one of those things. You've been out for a while, you've got to show something. Like Mason Mount, I think will be our future Frank Lampard. I think he'll be the number 8 once Barkley goes. I think he'll stay. I love Mount.
100% agree.
I don't think you'll get a future Frank Lampard.
You know what I mean? Like the closest
Yeah,
that it's
I
going
get
to
it.
kind of come to.
Yeah, like the closest you
Yeah.
get is Mason Mount. Yeah,
And
I agree
then-
with that. Mason Mount's a quality player. I love him to bits.
And then players I
Play
can't.
one on though.
And then midfielders I can't wait to see grow up and do stuff is Billy Gilmore. I want to see more of him next season.
Yeah.
And Tina and
Yes, he's unbelievable.
and
It's annoying. I first saw him during Liverpool.
and Tino Angerin is another Chelsea player Chelsea youth player who's just been moved up to the
Never
first
heard of
team
him.
as well. I've seen him in
heard of him.
I've seen him in youth games. He's I'm just interested to see what happens. That's midfield. Strikers, there's only 3. This is extremely easy to go through. Tammy, I really want to keep even with Werner. I know he's only got
quality player.
he's only
I
got
really
he's
like
only
him.
I
got
think he has a bright future.
he's only got 2 years left on his contract. I really hope that he signs a new one, and even with I hope Werner stirs him on to be better and compete. Again with my team in mind, there could even be space for both of them. So I really want to keep Tammy. I think getting Giroud for the extra season is a no-brainer. I think it was to be able to actually sign him after all the shit we put him through this year.
Prime quality
Was a good
striker.
sign.
He's proved himself time and time again. He's a
great,
good
like,
player.
Batshuayi,
He's-
despite scoring some important goals, out.
No,
Out.
definitely out. No chance.
Batshuayi.
Giroud played 5 games and outperformed Batshuayi in all the games he came off the bench and everything.
Do you see Batshuayi against United? Christ, that's embarrassing to watch.
Okay.
It's sad because Batshuayi seems like a nice guy.
He's he's such a nice
You
guy.
see his World Cup and then
But
hit
he's
the
shit.
post.
But he's
So-
shit. He's shit. He's
Smack
doing
smack
shit.
the ball against the
Right.
post.
So-
Connor goes on to rumours. Connor goes on to rumours. There is one thing I want to ask him.
Yes.
This is for
Oh shit! I forgot about wingers. I forgot about wingers.
Yeah,
Hold on.
wingers.
I'll talk about wingers real quick.
Uh,
I'll talk about
Go on.
wingers real quick. So Willian Pedro out. It's actually been confirmed today that Pedro's going to Roma. At which point I'm like, he's been a great servant. I really like Pedro. His work rate is
Yeah.
phenomenal. And I wish him all the best in future. So thank you, Pedro Rodriguez. Willian's being a spoiled little bitch. Sorry, Willian. Like you've been pretty bad the past couple of seasons. I like you, but a lot of Chelsea fans don't. And you're being a little bitch over a 3-year contract compared to a 2-year. Just accept the 2-year. You'll probably get a 3rd later down the line. Just accept it.
There was
Yeah.
one season where like Chelsea was god awful, but
And Willian was the best player of the year.
Carried.
Yeah.
yeah.
But if Willian goes, I ain't mad. Like we got wingers coming
same.
coming out our ass
He's
at this
lost,
moment. So
in my opinion.
if Willian goes, apparently he's either going to go to Arsenal or Tottenham because London, which is fair enough. Like Petr Cech did it. I didn't blame Cech, so I won't blame Willian either. I think I'll be more angry if he goes to Tottenham because if he just does something similar to David Luiz this year, I'd laugh. There's also a chance that apparently Man United want to sign him. Apparently,
Man United are very interested in Willian. I don't know why he's said when he was
his work rate is pretty good, but he's just inconsistent.
No, you can keep him. I don't want him.
So Willian,
He's shocking.
so Willian can, in my opinion, I'd rather Willian leave. I would rather Willian leave. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think when he actually gets a good run of games, I think we'll be all right. And he's only 18 still. You know, there's a reason Bayern wanted him. I think
Yeah,
5.
quality player.
Interested to see where he goes. Pulisic, so I
My
really
boy, my boy.
I want him to play so much more. Can't wait. Really sad I didn't see him more in the season. And then Hakim Ziyech, can't wait to see him in the Chelsea shit. Literally can't wait.
Hey, that's
Have you-
Like it's gonna be such like a hit or
Oh my
miss.
God.
It's gonna be like such a hit or miss, like because he's from Eredivisie. But I really hope it's good.
Have you still got Lucas Pizon and Kennedy? Are they on loan?
They're on no. Piazon is
Kennedy's having a quality season.
Piazon
He was I swear he was smashing the Liga Santander. Wasn't he like
no? He's not doing great at Getafe. He's not doing great at Getafe. If I wanted to go into Chelsea's utter depths of squad, this would take like a whole other hour. Like we got Kennedy, we got Charlie Musonda. There's a bunch of other centre backs and everything like that. Like I'm just focused on who I think is going to be like Kennedy, leave. I don't care. He did really bad at Newcastle the second season. Getafe has been mixed. Lucas Peterson will leave this year. I know that for a fact. And Charlie Musonda has just been very unfortunate with injuries. So hopefully he just finds a new home soon.
He was dubbed to be like Ousmane Dembele, good on both feet.
And the last striker that Chelsea have, he played against Everton, ironically, is Armando Broja. He's an Albanian striker. He did pretty well for the youth team, and he's coming through to the first team as well. At which point, I think if he gets minutes, it would be great. Luke, you had a question before I went on to rumours?
Yeah. So my question was, if you were Frank Lampard right now,
yes,
and you had to pick your starting 11 and formation, what formation would it be, and what players would be in that squad?
I'll do that after rumours.
Yeah, we'll close off with that.
That's fine.
I would
That's
like
fine.
to say, though, I feel like with Chelsea, if you look, I mean, especially the front three, if you look at the other top 6 teams, I feel like Chelsea's just lacking that next level.
I don't think it's anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think Chelsea's front three is any worse than Tottenham's or Arsenal's.
I disagree. Honestly.
Oh no, I disagree. I disagree.
No, because Arsenal have Aubameyang. That's it. Lacazette's been shit. So is Pepe.
That's quality on his day, and Pepe's.
Lacazette and Lacazette's been. Lacazette hasn't like I think Lacazette's dropping in like he's been used as a sub more than anything.
And again, comparing
end up
and also
like Firmino role.
And also again comparing to Tottenham, you've got Son and Harry Kane, and then you've got an interchangeable right winger between Bergwijn and Lucas Moura. Both are quite well. We haven't seen enough from Bergwijn yet. Like he could be really good. But I think I think you can like I think Pulisic can be easily as good as Son. I think Pulisic can be easily as good as Son.
Yeah.
And I think Tammy Abraham can compete with Harry Kane, especially if Harry Kane keeps getting injured. Right wing, Hudson-Odoi I think will be good, especially with Hakim Ziyech playing on the right.
You know, but right now you're talking about potential. Currently,
no.
Oh, currently yes, but I think like by the end of the season.
None of Chelsea's I don't think I see any of Chelsea's front three players going into the front three of any other top team apart from Arsenal.
Pulisic would go into Man United on the right.
Honestly, I don't think you would.
No, anyone would go on Man United's right hand side. Everyone would go on Man United's right hand side. It's so bad.
I know, but
I like Dan James. Don't get me wrong, but
we'll get on to that when we talk about Man U.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, yeah. So I'll do my 11, Luke. After rumours real quick, like rumours don't take long because there's only 2 positions I want to touch on. But looks like it's gonna be an hour and a half video, so YouTube viewers, lucky you. Jack, where is Jack?
He's killed himself. I'll be honest.
Left ages ago, didn't say what he was doing.
So anyway, Werner is looking like it's going to go over the line, which if it does, I'm extremely happy. Getting Werner, I never thought it would happen. Like if Werner actually gets over the dotted line, I'll be extremely happy. Like, no words against it from me.
You've got quite a few like rumored players. You've got
Werner's coming. There are so many, especially at left back.
You've got loads of left back options, but like
left back is the
out there ones that.
I was gonna say
ones like nobody expected was like Houssam Aouar has been linked from Lyon to Chelsea.
No, I can't see that happen.
Havertz has been linked.
That
Rama from Brentford.
Havertz is the one. Havertz and Sancho was the 2 people I wanted to touch on real quick because like at first obviously Sancho is definitely 100% not happening with Timo Werner coming in. Which like I would be sad if we didn't get Werner in. But if we're getting Werner in, I'm kind of alright with it. Like obviously Sancho is great. Having him in would be amazing, but I'm content with Werner. I'm happy with Werner. Kai Havertz is someone I think would be sick, but with our midfield options, like there's already a lot there. Like I feel like another one or two would have to leave before Havertz came in. So
Havertz is going to be the next £100 million player. I don't think you'll see another £100 million player until Kai Havertz gets sold.
Maybe
Kante to Real Madrid. I can't see Sancho moving before Kai Havertz. Mind?
No, I do. I reckon he's leaving soon.
Sancho's playing with Dortmund, who are a Champions League regular.
He wants to move.
Maybe I don't know.
So
I think it was the Premier League, isn't it?
Have you guys seen Werner's recent goal? He scored today. He scored a banging goal today.
I haven't seen it yet. No, I saw he scored, but yeah. So if Havertz would be one of those players where Chelsea would have to lose a couple of midfielders before he would really come in, because he can also play false nine like he has for Leverkusen this year. He also scored today, by the way.
In a lot of positions.
Havertz.
He's got Bundesliga Player of the Month.
Havertz also scored and assisted today, which makes this really difficult to talk about.
Bundesliga Player of the Month.
Yeah.
This month.
But Chelsea's immediate position that needs to be sorted, as we mentioned earlier, was left back, and the three or four main players I've seen linked are Chilwell, Tagliafico, Tellez, and Jose Gaya. Chilwell would be really, really good. I don't want him personally, because 85 million. Nah.
But honestly, the quality he has.
I want.
It has come to a point though where
I want Tellez or
look at the
Tagliafico.
price
I
tag
want
and
one of
just
those
say,
two.
"Fuck it."
I want Tellez or
Yeah,
Tagliafico.
I would personally say Chelsea, Tellez would be more beneficial. Tagliafico, Tellez is a little bit younger than Tagliafico. I think Tellez is more versatile than him. So I think he can play both sides.
It's actually not that much of an age difference. They're both 26, I think. It's all 27, one of the two.
No, Tagliafico's 27 and
do you want
Tellez is
to say,
26.
Like
Yeah.
when you're looking at the price tag of players to say like if they're not worth it or whatever, just remember, I think the majority thought Van Dijk was overpriced when we bought him.
Yeah. I think Jose Gaya is a shocking option for you, and he does no. I wouldn't go for Jose Gaya.
Like I say, I want Tellez or
27, 29
Tagliafico. Tellez or Tagliafico would be ideal for me. That's who I want, because if you remember, I said earlier about Ian Mattison. I think that say Tellez or Tagliafico come in, both 27 or 26. It would be a good short-term, or I say short-term option. You could easily give him a 5-year contract and take him up to 31, and by that time, Mattison is 22. I think it would be. I really rate Mattison from watching him at Netherlands and under youth level. So I think it would be a good move to get one of those on a 5-year contract.
I'm pretty sure Tellez as well. He's probably going to go to PSG. He's been heavily linked with them.
Yeah, it's been the battle has primarily been between those two, Chelsea and PSG.
It's because Kurzawa and Bernat are both.
No, and Mounier.
Well, Mounier
is
is
not
more on the
great.
right hand side than left back. He's more of a right back.
So so I would like Tellez or Tagliafico more than Ben Chilwell. Chilwell would be great, but I don't really want to play, especially after COVID-19 financial losses and everything. Like it's really extremely overplayed.
I'd love to see Ben Chilwell stay at Leicester rather than going anywhere and stay at Leicester.
At the same
he's brilliant there.
At the same time, I'd say like Chelsea isn't a step up from Leicester right now, so why would you move?
Oh, exactly. Honestly,
I'd more money. They're a bigger club. Come on.
True.
I'd go as far as to say that Leicester and Chelsea are on a par when it comes to on the pitch, financially and status wise. Chelsea are leagues above Leicester, but when it comes down to the Premier League, they are very, very equal. They're very, very.
I would say this season Leicester's been a bit above Chelsea in my opinion.
This season.
Above Chelsea. No, they are above Chelsea.
Yeah, no, it's more than.
In my opinion,
Chilwell.
Liverpool, City, and Chelsea.
When Ndidi got injured, Chilwell's form a little bit dropped because Ndidi covers Chilwell quite a bit from numbers, but Chilwell's still quality. And the last thing I will say on Chilwell, before moving on to the last rumor, is that the latest news I heard on it was that he would like to move. He spoke to Lampard, but he's not going to force it through because he'd also like to stay at Leicester. So it's literally kind of like one of those things where it's like, it's going to be
there's mutual respect.
Yeah,
there's mutual respect for both player and club. They can talk to each other like friends and than a player and a club.
So then, as I say, the last rumor I wanted to touch on was again the keeper. Like if for some reason we shift on Kepa or something, I want Onana. Simple. Like Donnarumma would be all right, but I really want Onana.
I think.
The only issue with Onana is the African Cup of Web. The only reason with Onana is African Cup of Nations. It's the only downside. Like we'd be without him.
I know he wants to move.
The problem with the three keepers who you've kind of been linked with is Onana compared to honestly, I don't think Berkey would leave Dortmund. I think Berkey is good at Dortmund and I think he should stay there. Onana wants to leave because the Eredivisie is shit. Crap. And Donnarumma, I don't think he wants to leave. He's signed on with like AC Milan, and he's like I think he's got like a contract until like 20. He's got a long term contract at AC Milan, but AC Milan are
Shocking.
crap, so shit. And
I don't know.
he
Kepa-
out of all of them, those Kepa and Donnarumma are the most alike keepers. They're both quite hot headed, both quite
Wait.
thin, tall, and agile, and they're both very really young. I think Onana brings a little bit more experience to the team, a little bit more stability. But yeah, no, I don't think
Carl,
when you talk
about those
is.
goalkeepers, do you mean they're replacing Kepa or to go in the team now?
Kind of either. Like if someone came, like I heard Valencia were kind of tempted in Kepa. Like if they came in with like 35 million, I think it'd be
Yeah.
hard for Chelsea to say
Yeah,
no
yeah,
right
I
now.
agree, yeah. I wouldn't have
So-
them in the same team, no way.
It's there's two
You know,
very similar to how Werner. It's very similar to how Werner would improve Tammy if Werner was to bench Tammy. I think like having two first choice keepers isn't it's a bad decision. If anything, it just improves competition, and one of them will fight and come out on top. For one season, if you had two top of the line goalkeepers, they would fight, and one of them would come out on top, and then you sell the other. So I think it's bad.
Yeah, that's
choice.
like, would they do it? Would they come? I don't think they would.
I think Onana.
I don't think that's wise.
Onana would be the
Onana,
closest.
Yeah, I can agree with Onana. Yeah.
Out of all of them, Onana's the best fit for you.
Plus he wants to come to Chelsea with Ziyech, so I'm like, all right.
Yeah. If I had to choose personally who I would take out of the three of them, I think I would go for Donnarumma.
Personally, I'd keep Kepa right now. Like I want Onana. Like if Kepa leaves, I want Onana, but I would keep Kepa.
Leaves, yeah. I would personally go for Donnarumma out of the three of them.
Then to quickly finish off this Chelsea section within 1.5 minutes, to touch on Luke's thing, my chosen XI, I've got two XIs real quick. So Kepa's in goals. Right back is obviously Reece James. Left back would ideally be Tagliafico or Tellez, but we don't know. Chilwell if it happens, it's whatever. Centre backs, I want to see Tomori get more game time, but I think it'll be Rudiger and Christensen. With Azpilicueta interchanging with Christensen, or being straight up on the bench, one of the two. But again, I've got two XIs. Midfield three. If you're going the first formation actually is a 4-2-3-1. Two central defensive-ish midfielders being Kante and Kovacic, with like a row of three with Pulisic on the left, Ziyech through the middle, and Hudson-Odoi Ziyech on the right, and Mount through the middle, and then Werner up front. And then the second XI is a 4-3-3. Pretty much the same defense. Just again, defense for me is personally interchangeable. Like I don't really mind who goes in and out.
You've
But
got quite a good squad depth at defense.
But if it's a midfield three, I think it'd be more like Kante, Kovacic. I think are nailed on at that point, and then it's whoever plays the attacking more section. It'd be either Mount or Ziyech. But then I think
it should be Mount.
But then I think Werner would be on the left and then cut in forward like he's done at Leipzig this season with Tammy up the front, with right wing being interchanged between Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi, because both of them can play both wings. And then you've got Ziyech. Ziyech can also interchange any of those positions, literally any of those positions.
Hasn't Werner been playing at right wing for Leipzig, not left wing?
No, it's more. It's been more off the left this season, and then running down the left directly at them, but cutting it more inside like that.
He's a striker.
He should be a striker through and through.
He does hop on the left side. You're right. Yeah.
So again, Chelsea have just a lot of depth at the moment. It's not a bad situation to have, but that's my take on it. So 1 hour 10 minutes in, we switch over to Man United. Who in your
where do we start?
Who in your current squad do you want to kick, including the likes of Alexis Sanchez?
I can run through a list of players.
Including
I'd have some contract with you.
Including the
I think me and Dan are very different people. Very different players, people when it comes to Man United.
Remember to consider loan players like Alexis Sanchez, Dean Anderson, and everything like that. Out of your current squad right now, including your loan players who are technically your squad.
Want to go first down on me?
Who do you want to keep, and who do you want to kick? Keep or kick? There you go.
Definitely want to kick. definitely want to kick Andres Pereira. I just
Fair enough.
dislike him so much. I hate him.
I think he's a good player to have off the bench. He's quite versatile. He can play on the wings. He can play in that midfield zone. He's a good bench player.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think
Nah,
personally he should
The
be starting
chances
for Man
he's
United.
The chances he's had.
He's shocking in front of goal. He's crap in front of goal.
Yep.
I think Andres Pereira is a good shout. Good shout to leave.
Yeah.
One player who I want to leave like immediately is Alexis Sanchez when he comes back off loan. Like we haven't missed him at all this year. Get like 15 mil for him and ship him off. I think that would be good for us.
Yeah, he's expensive to keep as well with his wages.
Yeah, his wages are ridiculously high, which is why it's such a pain in the ass. And if that frees up a shit ton of money then for someone else.
Yeah.
I think that Luke Shaw's coming to the end of his time at Man United.
I was thinking about him. I'm 50. I don't know.
I would love Brandon Williams has come through leaps and bounds this year so far. He's been really, really good, and I'd love him to be our starting left back. But I can all they've also been rumored about going for Ben Chilwell too, and I would love that if that came through. I think it'd be a quality.
Ben Chilwell for Luke Shaw is a massive upgrade. I'll take that any day of the day.
The centre backs, I think we still need one world class centre back. I think Harry Maguire is good.
Yeah.
Lindelof is good as well, but we still need one more, one more quality centre back. Someone like maybe Upamecano or someone like Diallo from PSG, someone of that caliber. Maybe Umtiti or Longley, they'd be perfect too.
Yeah.
Someone of who's not world class, but not he's just he's quality.
On the theme of keep or sell, I'd probably keep Lindelof and Maguire because they've been.
Yeah, no, definitely keep both of them.
And I guess
I think Rojo's coming to the end of his time as well. I think he's gonna go.
He's left.
Is he gone?
Sure. Yeah, he's gone. Because he was slowing down. He's back from injury. I don't know what to say about him yet, but I've always been a fan. But
I love Eric Bailly. He's very injury prone. I've always enjoyed watching him. He puts his heart on his sleeve and he runs like a madman. He is a really good centre back.
Yeah.
He's a little bit hot headed at times. He is a quality defender, and I think he would he honestly, if he wasn't for his injuries, he'd probably be one of the best centre backs in the league. Probably.
I think
when he was at Villarreal, he was quality.
No, I think that's a bit of a stretch.
What?
Valle might be one of the best centre backs in the league. I feel like he would be quality.
He could be. He's young as well, man.
Yeah, no, he's 24, 25, 26.
He has potential.
He still has 5 or 6 years to hit his peak. And honestly, if it wasn't for his injuries, he'd be getting consistent game time. He'd be playing time and time again in the best league in the world against top opposition. He'd get into any team. He'd get into any team out of the top 6 in the Premier League.
I think, I'll be honest, besides a left back, maybe not even a left back, I don't think they need to touch the defense as much this season. They've done that.
The introduction of haven't we've conceded isn't Harry Maguire outstarting Virgil van Dijk this year? He's done more tackles, more aerial clear. He's I'm not saying that he's a better centre back than Van Dijk, but he's outperforming Van Dijk.
To be fair though, Van Dijk has more cover.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's valid.
Van Dijk's been done it.
Yeah, that's right.
Our Wan-Bissaka,
quality.
I'd love also to see.
I'd arguably say Wan-Bissaka is signing of the season. Signing of the season, arguably.
Yeah. Wan-Bissaka was quality.
I
love
to agree.
That's
I'm gonna agree.
The guy's insane. Actually, no. I think it's actually behind Ricardo Pereira. I think Ricardo Pereira's
the second behind Ndidi in the league.
Oh, is he in the league?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see more Fosu-Mensah and Tuanzebe as well.
Yeah,
Tuanzebe is a quality centre back.
To touch our defense. Our foundation in the defense is phenomenal.
But yeah, Brandon Williams, Fosu-Mensah, and Tuanzebe coming through. The three of them are going to be Man United players for years to come. I think they're going to be the future generation behind Lindelof and Maguire and Wan-Bissaka.
They've got the game time as well, thanks to the FA Cup and League Cup.
And also the Europa League as well. They've been playing a lot of games in there as well.
Yeah, they've been getting the game time.
Right, Luke, what you going to say?
Yeah. All I want to say was, I agree with you guys there, and I also agree with what Jim Carragher said. It was early on in the season where he was Aaron Wan-Bissaka right now is one of the best one-on-one defenders in the Premier League. 100% agree with that.
He is the best one-on-one.
I think when it.
I wouldn't rather have anyone running back to try and defend against anyone other than Wan-Bissaka.
once he improves his attacking game, you've got a contender against Alexander Arnold for best right back in the league.
Yes.
Honestly, I'd push as far as to say if he improved his attacking wing play, and Trent would probably be competing for best right back in the world, let alone the league. Trent's up there. Trent's up there with as like the.
I'll
like
be
the,
honest, I
like,
don't think he will. Okay, I might be biased for some reason. It's not like I support Liverpool or anything, but I don't
Dunno,
see
mind.
any other right. I mean, I just feel like Trent's going to be just.
Honestly, in the
everybody.
England setup, like,
Right. They've got England. England have got right backs for days. Reece James,
England?
Alexander
Yeah,
Arnold,
England-
Max
England-
Aarons.
You can't say Trent's just out like completely the best right back. Like this season,
guess
there's
so,
so
depending.
many performers. Hakimi, Kimmich, they've been phenomenal this season.
Oh, yeah,
I'm talking about the like.
Kimmich
is considered more of a
CDM,
CDM.
CDM now, yeah.
Yeah, he's played more of a CDM. That's
Oh,
right.
I honestly, I'd still believe. Pavard plays right back. Oh no, they've also got what's his name from Real Madrid? What's his name?
Oh yeah, Adrizola.
Odriozola.
That's it. I'd honestly I've been a massive fan of Danny Carvajal for years. He's a quality. I would say that Carvajal is probably the best right back in the world. Behind him is Trent, Ambasaka, and Hakimi. The three of them. There's no one else. It's those three.
Yeah, they've been.
They're literally behind like Carvajal. There's no one else.
Ricardo Pereira in there as
Ricardo Pereira as well. Sorry, I forgot him. He is insane. He's such a good right back.
I think Reece James will be in the conversation in a year or two. Just saying.
Definitely.
In a year or two.
It's got potential.
In a year or two, Reece James will be up there too.
So you don't really need in your defense. Like Rojo is still technically on loan. Out or in? Do you want out? Do you want to back? Smalling. All right. Smalling. Get back or keep out.
I take him back. He's doing amazing in Serie A.
He's doing amazing in the Serie A. I think it's because he's in the Serie A.
I think if he came back, he'd be fucked.
I think honestly, for Smalling's career, his best option is to leave Man U and go somewhere else. I think when he was playing under Jose Mourinho was especially like Jose Mourinho was using him and Phil Jones in the same squad. You can't do that. I honestly think that if Chris Smalling was playing alongside Harry Maguire, that would be a really, really good combination.
Phil Jones, get him out.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, Phil Jones gone.
But the memes.
No.
Get rid of him.
Phil Jones out, and then.
But the faces he pulls.
That's it. I think
honestly, the midfield is pretty set.
Mainly, I think I think your midfield is actually kind of fine, especially because there is 100% no way Pogba leaves this summer now because of COVID-19. There's no way. So if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can figure out a way to get Bruno and Pogba in the same side, but then Pogba with McTominay and Fred as that CDM, maybe alongside Pogba, I think your midfield's fine.
I'd say you play McTominay in the CDM and then Pogba and Bruno like as a midfield duo.
Honestly, and you can slay me as much as you want. I honestly, Fred out of all of our players is probably like in the top 3 players in our squad.
Which
so much hate.
This year he's actually gotten a little bit of love considering. And it's really nice to see. It's been really nice to see after last year because he had such a shocking first season.
No, mainly because after Pogba's long-term injury, he stepped up and he's done a good job stepping up.
To be fair, like a lot of
even now, I would love to see Pogba stay. I really would. I think on his day, Pogba is
on his day, Pogba is the best in the league. On the day, Pogba is the best midfielder in the league.
Call me biased.
And maybe in the world. Maybe in the world.
Very, very best. Pogba is in the same category as Kevin De Bruyne. Call me biased. I don't care. He is. His quality on the ball is unparalleled. He's like no other centre midfielder. He's tall. He's muscular. He's good going back. He's also
when all three of them are fit, the best 3 midfielders in the Premier League are De Bruyne, Pogba, and Kante. Sorry, Liverpool fans. Like Fabinho's really good, but that is the top three.
I don't think Fabinho would make it.
That is the top 3 midfielders in the Premier League right now.
Can you
When all
imagine
fit.
that front three? Can you imagine that front three? Like you'd have like
If De Bruyne was French,
Oh my god, yeah, if De Bruyne was French, honestly, they'd literally be the best
French,
midfield of
don't
all
they,
time.
Belgium, they yeah.
I'll ask her.
The only other position that Man United need to work on is right wing. You need to figure out if you want Dan James to play there for the next 10 years or if you want to get someone else.
He's not a starting player right now. Right now, he's not. Which is why
And James,
he's even a Premier League
we're
player.
chasing Sancho. This is why we're chasing Sancho.
And James,
Luke.
James is a Premier League player. Whether you like it or not, Dan James is Premier League worthy. Like when he was playing for the Swans, the Championship, people saw his pace, and he was rapid, and he was mental, and everyone loved him, and he was like, "Oh, big boys are gonna come after him," and they did. Manchester United bought him. I think it was a bit.
Can we also just quickly touch on that Swansea Man City Cup game with Swansea got fucked because of that? Just wanted to say the outrage is still there. Carry on with Man United.
No, yeah, fuck Man City. No, I think Dan James needs to be worked on.
Yeah.
Is he
improved for him to be able to be actually like Man U quality, like starting 11 at the time, like for the time being, going and buying like even someone like experience and really good consistently.
So
right now,
he improves.
Before we move on to improve, is there anyone else you want out of the squad?
Matic has got to go.
Matic.
I was gonna say, okay, midfield. We've done the defense. Let's go midfield. Matic, yeah, I'd agree. He should probably.
Matic has got to go. Pereira's got to go. I think Pogba, McTominay, Fred.
Yeah, they'll stay. They're definitely.
I can't think of any more midfielders for Man U. Oh, Angel Gomez. I think he's an up and coming star.
If he stays,
he should go back out on loan.
If he stays, his contract's out. If his contract's out in 2 weeks.
Honestly, I'd love him to stay. I would also love him to see him go into like a Bundesliga or a Liga team just to see him flourish.
Juan Mata, because I love him.
He's a difficult one. He's a really difficult one.
His technical ability is just great.
He's very much like Pedro. The two of them are very, very similar players.
Work rate is next to none.
I know. That's the thing, but he is a tiny midget, and he's legs up.
I think as depth, Mata should stay as depth.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Rashford said in the interview. Go on.
Also, I would love to see Mata. I know, like he was at Valencia, then went to Chelsea, and then Man U. I'd love to see Mata stay at Man U as a coach.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is exactly as I'm going to go on about. Rashford in an interview said he's learnt so much from Mata. That's why he likes him.
Do you think
I think Mata's not criminally underrated because I think he's fairly rated. He's coming up to the end of his career and he's slowing down.
Oh my God!
Mata is a quality player that's not talked about. Not talked about enough. People don't mention him. I think it's because the limelight is taken by Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Rashford, Martial.
In the interview, the Rashford was asked, "Who do you think is a world-class player? Like, who was the best player in the United squad?" And he did say, obviously, Pogba, Bruno. But the player I want to name is Juan Mata. He's like technical ability is just
second nicest.
Ability is insane.
Second nicest guy in football. Behind Kante.
After Kante,
yeah. Juan Mata is in the league on his own.
I'll be honest, I haven't been watching many United games, but like, is Daniel James a one-trick pony? Because it just seems like all he is pace.
I don't know. I don't think
if he can work in finishing, he's right.
This is why I said he's
a B-Tech Adama Traore without the strength.
I agree with that.
He's just a shit Traore.
He's got assists though.
You don't say he's Welsh. Calm down, Sham. Calm.
Oh shit! I forgot. He's amazing. I forget what I just said. I'm just retarded.
According to transfer market, and you aren't looking to offload any players to transfer market, which is probably like the most reliable transfer website probably going. Yeah, they
We'll
like
see.
they.
That could change soon. We'll see. We'll see.
It could change. I hope it does because we've got to offload some shit players. But at the moment, Manchester United aren't actually looking to. I don't think they're looking to offload that many players, and if they are, they're not that big players.
Did you sell Lukaku or was he on loan?
No, you sold him.
We sold him. We sold him for 75.
One
Oh,
I
that's
want
not
to
too bad.
mention is James Garner.
Oh, quality
Yeah,
CDM.
He's been
Oh, what,
amazing.
CDM?
Yeah. He's playing.
CDM.
He could play CDM centre mid. He's
Yeah,
been
he's a really good player. He reminds me of Michael Carrick.
Yeah, same.
Quality player.
He's
Really good. I think our front three. I honestly like Gallo. I think he should stay. He's a quite experienced player. I think as a starting striker, not sure about that.
Number 9, he is. He's
he honestly he's like a B type Benzema. Also criminally underrated. Benzema's.
Can we all also agree that your best front three at the moment would be Rashford on the left, not as a 9?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Rashford on the left, Martial on the middle.
Mm-hmm. And then right.
I think United should.
I was gonna say this. I'd happily start Greenwood over Dan James.
Greenwood actually. Yeah,
Greenwood is quality.
Can Greenwood
Rashford on
play?
the right?
No, wouldn't it be Martial on the right, Rashford on the left? Rashford has been so good on the left hand side.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Rashford's
I would
on
start
the left.
Greenwood.
But Martial doesn't like the right hand side. He is a number 9, right? He likes being the striker.
Greenwood
But
is our right winger. He's been playing right wing for us.
Okay.
I don't like Martial at striker. There's something about him at striker, and it just pees me off.
You know what it is? I don't think United have a striker.
You know what I mean, Dan? You're like, it's just something about him at striker that just doesn't run right with me.
United don't really have the striker.
He used to be a striker for Monaco.
He does,
but this is where he was quality. When he was at Monaco, he was insane.
He took the PL by storm by playing a striker with us. When he's playing for Van Gaal, he's our striker, and he took the PL by storm.
The problem with with Rashford, he's a quality player, but there's sometimes either runs he doesn't make or
Rashford has been near world class this season. He's been
I disagree with you, Sham.
As much as
his runs are good.
As much as I hate it, his free kick against Chelsea was one of the best goals this entire year.
I'm talking about
I still think Messi's against Liverpool last year was better, but
Messi's free kick against Liverpool.
It's like a Nick off Gomez, all right. That one did.
Still.
Also, Rashford, no left wing in the PL, has scored more goals than other than Mane.
Rashford is my favorite.
Mane is world class, whereas Rashford is getting there.
Yeah, and he's playing for a struggling United side this season.
And honestly, him, Bruno. I know Bruno. Okay, but Bruno came in January. Bruno's already contributed more to the entire fucking league than most of Man United's midfield.
Yeah.
Honestly, Bruno. Haven't we we've not lost our last 8 games or something like that? We're on a crazy win rate.
We're on a crazy run right now.
Yeah, we're on a crazy stupid good run at the moment.
Yeah.
Bruno, Rashford, and Fred and McTominay have carried United this season. I go so far to say that Maguire has as well, and also Wan-Bissaka. Those 6 players are irreplaceable for Man United at the moment.
Before Bruno came, before he signed, Marcus Rashford averaged a goal involvement every 105 minutes in the Premier League. Every 105 minutes. He's stood up for us this season.
He's been insane.
I think Rashford's been United's best player since he really came into the scene personally.
Honestly, Marcus Rashford has probably been Man United's best player since Van Gaal's left.
No.
Van Gaal leaving.
I disagree.
Oh, you guys say De Gea, is it?
Yeah, De Gea.
De Gea's had a big.
Okay, after De Gea, then.
After De Gea,
this season though.
Hey,
he's been good this season. Last season was
not as good. I'm saying.
Last season, yeah, was
I think last season he was as bad as he was because of the defense he had in front of him. They were leaking goals because they couldn't prevent the shot.
He's had a lot of wilders himself though.
That's part of it, but yeah, his consistency last season was awful.
So
that's why I think Russia's better than De Gea because he's just been getting better and better and better.
De Gea is a quality.
De Gea's impact is much bigger than Rashford's. So,
Honestly,
So-
De Gea's kind of gone out of like the top 4 goalkeepers in the world. Like everyone talks about De Stegen,
I was gonna
Oblak,
say, yeah.
Alisson, and who was the other one they talk about?
Navas, I guess.
All Black.
Oh, yeah, no, not Navas. There's
Caleb.
All Black had the highest
Um,
potential.
I top 5 goalkeepers in the world at the moment is Alisson, Ter Stegen, Oblak. I would still put De Gea in there, and then for the 5th place, you have an argument between, I suppose, Neuer and Edison.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Neuer was honestly Neuer's
Not
gone.
Neuer, Edison, or Keylor Navas, but I wouldn't even put Neuer in there anymore.
Edison, I was trying to think. I couldn't fucking remember. Everyone says that the top 4 keepers in the world are Alisson, Edison, Stegen, and Oblak, and I honestly think De Gea is not as good as all 4 of them.
No, De Gea is as good as Edison. I think he's as good as Edison.
Definitely.
We all know he is. It's just,
Not right now.
Yeah, right now his form has been shocking.
Edison's had howlers. He's had howlers.
Edison.
Honestly,
Edison
I would love to see Gea stay at Man United for the remainder of the season and just challenge Dean Henderson for that number 1 spot. Because when De Gea goes, Dean Henderson will be there and amazing.
I don't
Dean
think
Henderson's
no. I reckon if I was Dean Henderson, I wouldn't go unless I'm getting first team football.
No, it's because Dean Henderson's growing impatient. He wants that first team football.
Yeah, so I don't.
Honestly, the way he's growing at the moment, he'll get it.
I
Man United love David De Gea.
I was gonna say
Would it be worse?
Henderson should have a step up loan, but really, if you think about it, is there a step up from Sheffield United right now that would be good enough? Because Sheffield United, yeah, they've done so well.
You'd have to send him on loan abroad.
It's like a Marseille.
Chris
or something.
Wilder.
Oh, Chris Wilder. Yeah, Chris Wilder.
No, honestly, I would like if you had to get Henderson a step up loan, you'd have to ship him off out of the Premier League to your Ligas, your Bundesligas, your Serie A, your La Liga. Like he couldn't play in the Premier League because all the goalkeepers in the Premier League not better than him.
Honestly, send him to Ajax. If Onana leaves this season and Sheffield can't get him next season, send him to Ajax.
Oh my god, yeah, no, he'd be amazing at Ajax. He'd be so good. He'd learn
This
so much
season,
well.
Clean sheet wise, there's been 2 goalkeepers ahead of Dean Henderson, and that's Nick Pope
And
Alisson.
who's the other one? Yeah, Alisson, yeah.
Alisson has, I think, a 50% clean sheet ratio.
So
But having seen
we won't talk
Sheffield
about that,
United's defensive record, Sheffield's defensive record
It's
is
so
actually
good.
considering they came up last year.
you guys should be counting your blessings that their goal got chalked off today, because they would have been ahead of you otherwise.
Temporarily.
Only temporarily though.
Well, no, because we'd be level on games. We'd be level on games.
I don't mean to go off topic, but what happened at Sheffield today?
Basically, they had a header. Tom Heaton made a howler of it, like it palmed it, but it kind of pushed him back, and then his own defender pushed him into the net while he was holding the ball, and it went over the line.
And then it apparently, yes,
They didn't give it.
it went over the line, but apparently it didn't get given, and the referee's watch went off saying it was a goal at half time.
Yeah.
If it goes over the line, it says it's a goal. That's
It's-
No, that's the thing.
But then-
the watch said it was a
They
goal at
didn't
half
have
time.
Hawkeye, Hawkeye, the company or whatever it's called, the people who watch the goal line technology came out with a statement afterwards saying the cameras were blocked by defenders. Before I finish that statement, do you know how many cameras watch each goal line? 7.
But to be fair, though, you don't even need goal line technology to see that's a goal. You just need a pair of eyes.
So it wasn't given a goal because the ref is like, no, it's not a goal. He didn't see it as a goal.
The ref didn't give it as a goal because the watch didn't go off and he didn't have clear line of sight. To be fair to the ref, those watching at home, it was obvious. But if you're in the ref, I could see a case for the ref being like, because the way the keeper held the ball, he was like pushing it against the post. At which point could have made the ball like look even to the line. It's 100% a mistake that could be made.
I didn't realize that was, I don't know, goal line technology mess up that bad.
I say people complain about VAR and then first game without it.
I think VAR is
That's VAR. Hold
VAR
on.
needs to be.
Before we talk about it more, that's a whole different. VAR is a topic for another video.
We need to go back onto
Yeah,
United.
VAR's a topic for another
So-
conversation. But
so-
without VAR, the league would not be where it is right now.
So to get back onto
VAR
where we
priority.
were, because we're on one. Like, I kind of want to finish this within 2 hours, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
You guys have spoken about who you want to cut from United and who you definitely want to stay.
Oh,
Mo-
one thing
I-
I just want to add to that is Jesse Lingard.
Oh yeah, go on. Yeah,
Did you get him out? Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
He is.
no.
I feel like
So
he's
I honestly, I
he's young.
completely
No, he's
forgot
not.
he
He's
was in the team.
27, isn't he?
He's like 27, 28. I think he might even be 28.
Okay, go on.
But
But he dabs. Like you can't say no to that. Oh,
but yeah,
stop gonna dab with on the pitch, guys. We have to think about that.
He's
Does
just.
Yeah,
Bruno
but-
Fernandes dab? No, he doesn't. I reckon Lingard stays because he dabs.
All right.
But, yeah. So
Lingard go.
so now we can move on to the rumors quickly before we touch on Swansea.
There's loads. There's loads.
I think
According to transfer market,
for time management, please talk about like the three biggest ones that you think. Like, so I'd probably say Sancho. Havertz is also linked to you as well.
Bill Havertz is also linked. I think the other like massive one that's linked is Jack Grealish.
Yep.
Um,
There's those two. Sancho and Jack Grealish are the main ones I want to.
Jack Grealish, Jack
I would
Grealish will
really
100% go to you, 100%, because Aston Villa I think are going down. Sorry, Sam, but I think Aston Villa are going down, and
I would.
I'm telling you.
Grealish is a really interesting one. I have a horrendous feeling that if he goes to Man United, he won't get game time and they'll fuck
he
him
will.
up.
He will.
no,
He has a-
Matt, picture this midfield: Pogba as your box-to-box / defensive midfielder with Bruno and Jack Grealish in the middle.
It does sound like that.
Okay, Jack Grealish. He's got short creations. He's third.
Honestly, I would love to see Jack Grealish out on that left hand side, not even run down the middle, just out on the left hand side and put Rashford over on the right. It would be such a good front three.
Yeah, but
Jack Grealish coming
I
in
think
from that
Rashford
left
stays
hand
on the
side.
left.
Rashford's got to stay on the left.
Amazing.
Yeah, like, I
Okay. Even put Grealish out on the right. From the left hand side, he's been insane this year for Villa.
Yeah,
He's been
yeah,
playing
Matt's really
calm,
good
but
for him,
also
'cause
drifting
Grealish-
to the left.
Grealish is a left winger, isn't he? That's the thing. He's
Yeah,
more-
he's considered
that's
like
why. Go on.
he's considered like an attacking midfielder. He's been been given that free role at
Yeah.
Villa where he's allowed to move wherever he likes, and he predominantly moves over to the left hand side, so he can cut in on his right.
On the ball.
His goal against United was unbelievable.
Jesus.
Sorry, what?
But the thing
How
is,
do you do that?
I want Sancho. I want them to actually go for him, and Grealish to be the plan B. if
Back
it
up,
doesn't
yeah,
work.
I don't want to get both of them. Out of the two of them, I'd pick Sancho over Grealish.
Yeah, same.
But if they don't get Sancho, then
Sancho's putting up
Grealish
Messi
is a
numbers,
must-have. Sancho's doing as well as Messi. It's insane.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
fucking-
to be fair, he is doing it in the Bundesliga, which is a
Yeah,
farmers
but
league,
other
and it
players
is
have had the
shocking.
chance. Other players have had the chance. as
Yeah,
well.
no, he's doing. He's,
I don't know.
League
I
of
don't.
the
I
World.
don't. This year I don't think you can call the Bundesliga a farmers league. This year has been the most competitive league of the Bundesliga in
Yeah,
a
true.
long ass
Yeah,
time.
true.
Other than
The other
other than Bayern absolutely dominating it the past couple of games,
I know.
like it's been the most. It's been unfortunately the most competitive league or the most competitive like Bundesliga
I know,
season.
but it's just- I don't know, I
Man
just
United
always
have been
love it.
given. Man United have been given a fair few rumours. I'm not going to go into all of them. But that right wing section, they've been linked with Willian, who is shit,
Which I don't want.
and
yeah.
also
Yeah.
Federico Chiesa from Fiorentina,
Oh,
which would be a really interesting move. I don't think Chiesa's good for the Prem. I think
The
he
two
should stay
other
where he
ones,
is.
Besides Sancho and Grealish, the two other ones that have been big that I can think of is Hakimi and Havertz. Those
Yeah.
have been linked.
The thing
You've also
Hakimi would be great, but I don't think he's going to come to Man United. I don't think he's going to come. He won't come to Man United and play left back. He won't come to Man United and play left back.
If Sancho moves, he could do.
No, he won't come to Man.
Honestly,
He won't go to Man
honestly,
United and play left
Hakimi-
back. He will not go to Man United and play left back.
Hakimi is going to go back to Real Madrid and stay there right back for years to come. Because when Carvajal eventually retires, they have Hakimi and
And
also Odriozola. Like they're sorted for right backs for years to come. The pair are like 22 and 20, like respectively. Like they're young, quality right backs who are not going to be replaced anytime soon out on that right back side for Real Madrid.
I think it's
Um,
Man City are chasing them as well.
Yeah. The other of like a couple of other players, Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen has been linked to Man U.
Could be a cheap
like that.
cheap alternative.
I was just thinking, what?
I
who's a
think
backup
he
very
can go in.
short.
What?
Who's a backup left winger? I guess probably Martial or
Martial, Rashford, Juan Mata can play on the left. I suppose Dan James can too, to a certain extent.
yeah. We've got very
Greenwood,
versatile.
I'm pretty sure.
to keep Chong too. He's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
If he doesn't leave,
If he doesn't leave.
Yeah.
I think Bruno. I think Bruno can play left wing too.
Yeah, Bruno's been played. Yeah, Bruno played a couple of
Left
times
mid,
for
Our
Lisbon.
team, our jigsaw puzzle is almost done. We just need that massive like.
Honestly,
forward signing.
yeah, no, we've been linked with that Jonathan David guy, the Canadian from Ghent. What a
yeah.
player he's going to be! He's going to be insane.
I'd take another striker if I was.
I was gonna say, what
He's
about
like
Cavani?
6'2".
He's
no,
a bit older,
no,
isn't he?
shit.
No.
Wait, he's got
No.
he's got
Let-
full length in him.
He's got experience.
Dan,
He's got experience.
Cavani
Dan,
won't
let
do
that
that.
go. Let that go, bro.
It's gonna be a free signing. He's a top quality striker.
If they can get him on,
Wait.
if they can get him on a free signing, then yeah, sure.
Wait,
If they
who are you on
can't,
about?
no.
Who I missed?
Listen,
Cavani.
Edison Cavani.
Yeah, maybe.
And
I don't see why that's a bad
maybe as a
signing.
free. Maybe as a free.
As a free, yeah.
as a free,
It's gonna be a
if you
free.
pay
He's
for
gonna
him,
be
No,
tough for
thing
the
is,
summer.
though, but like,
The only other two
That's-
players
I
that
feel
Man
like you
U
get
have been
better
linked
strikers
to.
than him.
Well, no, it's going to be a free.
players
He's
Man U
it's
have
100%
been
a free.
linked to.
yeah, I feel just
um,
I feel like. Wait,
we've also
Pidge
been
is
linked-
letting him go for free.
Yeah, he's
he's
out.
not- he's not
He's
getting
out.
a contract.
He's out of contract in 2 weeks.
Why would it be a bad signing? It's not. It's not like.
Oh,
bad
yeah, no,
signing.
take him. Fucking, he's a fucking.
No, it's
Yeah,
it's
if
not a bad signing in terms of like
I
the
would-
actual player himself.
No, I would.
He's a quality player. It's a bad signing for
It's just a short
wages,
until
his,
we look for a good
his
signing.
wages, and also
Offload Sanchez.
I think Cavani would be
Okay.
another Sanchez. I think Odi Nagalo is a
Yeah.
better short-term option
I don't think he
I
would.
don't see that.
because both Cavani and Igalo are short-term options, and you know for a fact Rashford's going to be Rashford is going to be your number one striker, or along with Martial, pretty much. So I prefer Igalo as a short-term option to Edison Cavani.
Only other players that Man U have been linked to are Quentin Tolisso from Bayern Munich and also Donny van de Beek from Ajax, and both of them, I don't see them getting into the squad. Although
Van de Beek would 100% get the squad.
No, I know, but I don't see
it. Not Van de Beek just yet.
No, Van de Beek with Bruno Fernandes and Pogba in that midfield three would be amazing.
No.
realistically,
Honestly, I don't think you should play Pogba and Bruno in the same team. And it's okay. Yeah, call me crazy.
Listen.
You have to get them both into the same team. You have to get them both into the same team.
Play CDM. You can play CDM.
He can play CDM, but
Pogba's
massive issue is that he has such an attacking mindset and he wants to get forward and score goals.
That's what everyone keeps saying. Pogba last season, no one has won possession 30 plus times and created 10 plus chances. No other player's done that besides Pogba in the Premier League. No other player.
I'm not saying he's a bad CDM, but I like you want to see him going forward. You don't want to see him sitting back.
I know, but that's the thing. He has that free. He could have that free
He's
goal as long as
quick, he's agile, he's skillful, and he's an attacking threat. When he's sitting back defending that back four, you lose the
United. This isn't.
This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer United, and it's a bit different. And I think people. I don't think people are underrating Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think people aren't giving him enough praise. I think he's been brought into a team that is.
Personally, all I want to show, I don't think people are buying into his system as much. When the players did, the first time I really saw them buy into his system was the second leg of PSG, and look what happened.
I think.
They went out there and they turned the tie around.
I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as all right as he's been,
They got lucky in that game, though, Luke. They got really lucky.
As all right as Solskjaer has been, I think if available, get Pochettino or Allegri in and make Solskjaer your sporting director.
I'll be honest. I don't think that's happening now. After.
I think Pochettino's having a year or so off, and then he's going to go to like a Bayern Munich or a
should stick with Solskjaer now.
Juve or something.
Solskjaer's a sporting director. But that makes him a perfect ideal for the sporting director.
Listen, Yeah, but I know we're sticking with him. I don't think it's changing. I just don't
Like,
see it. enough.
I think Ollie, like, okay, yeah, people have been slating him and they don't like what he's done and or whatnot. He has not done anything wrong. He's actually done
No,
everything right.
Like, United's getting better.
You can't say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done any worse than Lampard, especially when he's beaten them 3 times this season.
Yeah, and the main phrase like that comes to mind with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trust the process. He's
Yeah.
building something, yeah. He's building a young
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
It's like, I don't mean to like just. It's a lot like how when Jurgen Klopp first came into Liverpool, it was a shit show.
Yeah.
We had Lambert.
It's the exact same situation where Ollie was brought into a team that was running Jesse Lingard as a cam starting. They had a Fred who was not performing at his best. Their back line was one of the worst back lines in Man United history.
He came into a demotivated Man United side and gave us some light, some personality.
The Mourinho effect.
We went on like a 16-game winning streak.
Yeah.
No, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the perfect candidate for Man United to go and pick up.
Pochettino rumor, that's been a massive one to be fair. I wouldn't mind him, but
honestly, I'd love to see Ole Gunnar run for a couple more years and like actually manage and create
his vision.
winning team, and then go and do something else, or go back to mold and let Pochettino or whoever they bring in at that time run that football club and like get back to the heights that it once was.
No, if someone else takes over Man United, he 100% either becomes assistant manager or technical director. I think he'll stay at Man United now.
You don't just want to keep switching managers though. That's another.
To be fair, I would highly respect it of him if he went back to mold and finished managing there. I think he Mold's a Swedish team.
I won't be surprised.
Or a Norwegian team. Yeah, like he started his career there. It was his first managerial role. I'd love him to go back there and finish his managerial career there. But at the same time, I'd love him also to stay at Man United and
he's easy got a position with us if he's not a manager. He's easily still got a position with us.
Yeah. It's the same with Edwin van der Sar though. He was offered roles with us and he turned them down and went to Ajax instead.
Giggs offered to be assistant manager.
Yeah, Giggs was offered assistant manager. He went to Wales.
I'm not sure about that.
I think there was who else? Who else was it? I think Paul Scholes was also offered something, and he took it down.
This tangent. Let's not go down this
tangent. Yeah. Let's try and
so I'm going to inform you. We've been recording for an hour and 48 minutes. I think we have covered all 3 of our teams fairly extensively. Actually, well, I'm actually very proud of everything that we've said today. I think we've had a very good conversation.
You should be proud of us as a community. Letting our voices be heard.
I honestly thought for some reason this was going to take an hour and be cast as a video, but I guess it's now. And Jack, yeah. I thought this was going to be an hour, but now I see. I guess now it's more of a podcast-ish thing.
Yeah, no, these football conversations, they don't last an hour.
No,
so
they don't last an hour.
They're a couple of hours.
So to wrap it up,
guys, the new season's just ended, and this video's still going on.
So to wrap it up,
they haven't.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, do your starting 11s real quick.
Do you want to do a combined one, or do you want to do one?
Combined.
Do a combined. Starting off in goal.
Okay,
David De Gea.
We're both agree. Okay, David De Gea.
Right back, Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, the 2 centre backs. We can stick with Maguire and Lindelof. They've been that's the defensive duo we've stuck with.
I think Maguire and Lindelof for the time being until Twansby and Fosu-Mensah come into like start performing more and getting to like the primes. Left back, Brandon Williams to start.
Okay, Brandon Williams, yeah. But okay, Luke Shaw, he has. See, that's where I'm stuck. I'm always stuck at that one.
But you have a little bit of a.
Remember, it's a 60-game season. Both of them will get plenty of minutes.
Luke Shaw is like, well, he's not a fan favorite, but he's like one of your favorites because you have
no. Me and Tilby always slate Luke Shaw whenever we watch him.
I personally would go for Brandon Williams because he's an up-and-coming talent and his product is great.
Just his decision making, his positioning, it's not there just yet.
Yeah, but that all comes with game time.
Luke Shaw is just not a United left back.
Brandon Williams will be our second left back. That's what I want at the moment of time.
I don't think Luke Shaw
But
should touch the top 6 club as a starting left back.
Chelsea don't go for Ben Chilwell and we do, and we get Ben Chilwell,
Oh,
I'll be
Ben
quite
Chilwell, take him.
happy to offload
Yeah,
Luke
same.
Shaw and Ben Chilwell with Brandon Williams as a sub.
Yeah.
Midfield 3, we're going to argue on this.
No. I was gonna say, Ollie, he plays a 4-2-3-1. He's built this team to be a 4-2-3-1 formation.
All right, Con. All right, we get it.
All right.
No, 4-2-3-1. I think that's what you should go.
Yeah.
I think you should have one CDM,
Oh, I spelled
Yeah.
it wrong.
one centre mid, box to
Yeah.
box, and one
We know who
cam.
that's gonna be. Yeah, we know who the box.
Yeah, and it's gonna be
Matic.
Fred/McTominay. I haven't decided which one.
Yeah.
I prefer Fred
Same,
over
same.
McTominay personally.
I prefer
I'll
McTominay.
put centre mid, Bruno Cam.
Yeah,
Left wing Martial.
Yep.
Striker. Left wing
yeah.
Rashford. Martial striker. Greenwood right.
Yeah,
That's fine.
okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's the team. That's the team.
Okay. So with 9 minutes remaining, in what I want to wrap up at 2 hours, I wanted to talk about Swansea a little bit more than what we will, but we can touch on them later. But
Swansea shit. Move on.
the only question, the only question I want to ask to wrap this up: do you think Swansea, with the remaining games, will finish in a playoff spot?
Nope.
No.
I'll be honest, I don't see.
They're not far off. They're only like 3 points off.
Yeah, they're not far off.
they're only
But
3
the only
points
worry
off.
is they're
It-
gonna
it-
slack big time.
don't
Their
really have
team
enough
isn't
Thing is,
bad.
I don't want Swansea to make it to the Premier League. Is that a bad thing to say?
If Brewster and Gallagher
That's
bang,
why.
if
Because,
Brewster and
like, we're not
Gallagher
Premier League
bang,
material. We're going to go to the Premier League and we just be depressed every other week because we just get
No,
lost.
honestly, the
Oh.
championship playoff is the highest paid tournament in
Yep.
the world. It earns you more
Yeah.
than the Champions League final. It earns you so much. I
That's
think
true.
prize money is something like 86 million.
No, it's
I just-
like
Right,
100
Like,
mil.
no, it's
Yeah,
like
what
are you saying, Connor?
I just realised I completely forgot about 2 Chelsea players who are on loan at Swansea, who I like in the Chelsea squad:
Wait, who are they?
Mark Guehi and Conor Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Oh,
Yeah, Mark Guehi, yeah, I forgot
Both need to go out on loan again anyway, I think. But yeah,
yeah.
it's the same.
that.
So
Gallagher's been good,
I-
so-
so final
Gallagher's
question
really
then.
good son.
So Dan, promotion, yes or no? Or playoffs? Sorry, yes or no? Not promotion, playoffs.
Playoff. Okay, maybe we'll make it to playoffs then. Oh,
Luke,
yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Luke, playoffs, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Matthew. Because wait, hold on,
We will make it.
He's wearing the shirt as well. He just.
hold on. Swansea.
I
City.
honestly, it
Take
hurts
that
me
shit
most.
off right now.
I think
Honestly,
out of all of us,
Right. Okay. So
out of all of us,
Swansea are 3 points off, and our matches coming up. Our first 3 fixtures back are Middlesbrough, Swansea, and Middlesbrough, Luton, and Millwall.
should be 3 wins. They should be 3 wins.
We do play
The
Leeds.
thing is,
We do play Leeds.
I think-
Yeah, that's the thing. Leeds.
as a Swansea
Honestly,
City fan, it's a hope's a dangerous thing to have. So I'm not gonna have any of it.
Fair, fair.
In
Set
terms,
yourself up for disappointment.
in terms of the league, we are 11th place, three off the championship playoffs.
Yeah.
2 get promoted automatically, and then there's 4 teams to come off, and we're not there yet. I don't think we've got the players to do it. I don't think we've got
I think.
enough depth.
uh,
I think our entire squad is 22 players, maybe a little bit more. We've still got people like Jordan Garrick and Nathan Dyer on our ranks as wing routers and things like that. We need to offload a load more and get some young players in, and then we'll be able to flourish a bit more. I think
So-
one more season in the championship should do us fine.
So
I reckon we're better than a team like Preston.
so
Oh, yeah.
Sham,
Wait.
you don't think we're gonna
Oh.
get? You don't think we're gonna get playoffs? Sham,
I wanted to, but I don't think so.
right? I think personally, I love us to get playoffs, but not go up. I would love us to get playoffs, get extra
Yes.
money, but not go up. And I think another season
Yes.
would benefit us, especially with the playoff money.
Yeah.
I think one more season in the championship to develop players, get a couple more youngsters in, actually like give youngsters the opportunity to like actually play. Like for example, and this is okay, it's going to piss some people off. But they should not be playing Burson Salina as a wide midfielder. He should be down
Cam,
the middle.
Cam.
Yeah, he should be attacking middle.
Down the middle. They're playing him out. They're playing him out on the left.
midfielder.
One thing I
Playing
will
him
say,
out on the left, and it's not good. He's ruined out there.
The only issue with seeing Leon at Cam right now is that Conor Gallagher at the moment is an assist machine at Charlton, and then when he came to Swansea, so he's kind of playing the Cam role at the moment.
thing is,
Yeah, that's why
as
we
like
should
a
push that
Swansea, if
wide.
Swansea City wants to go far, we should stop just selling all our best players.
Yeah, but at the
Swansea-
same time,
They need to.
Okay,
at
I'm.
the same time, we're
we
not a
need to
buying
keep the
club. We're a
players.
selling club.
Yeah.
We,
I'll,
we generate
Yeah.
players, and we
I guess
we
thing is, whenever we find somebody half decent, like we just can't live off loans all the time.
You guys may
Yeah,
disagree with me, but the overall feeling I have about Swansea is that Swansea were here, right? This is where Swansea at the peak. This is where Swansea was. You know the one thing that triggered our downfall?
What, Michael Laudrup?
Ashley Williams leaving.
Me too.
Since Ashley Williams has left,
Oh.
we have not had a
Don't have
good
the leadership
leader
really strong.
in that
Yeah.
team.
No, that's true. Actually,
Yeah.
that's actually I disagree with you. I think Matt Grimes is a really good captain. I think Matt Grimes is a pretty good leader. He's still
He's not that
only
leadership.
24 years of
He's
age.
not that leadership of
But-
Ashley Williams though. Ashley Williams had
No,
such a
no,
big
I also-
impact.
I also think that Van der Horn should be given more of a chance at captain. I think Van der
No,
Horn
but
is a very, very
I
versatile.
remember when Williams left, the conversation always went back to, whenever we watched Swan,
they lost, we always talked about how, oh, if only Williams stayed, if only he stayed.
I also think if Alfie Mawson would have stayed, that would have been really good too. But he went.
Alfie Mawson would never have stayed. He
That's the
was
issue. We're talking about how
that
like,
one
players
season.
left.
That one season he had at Swans in the Premier League, where he actually did really, really good.
yeah.
He was linked to Chelsea. He was linked to Arsenal. Why he went to Fulham, I'll never know.
I
That's
think
such a
we're
stupid
just talking
move.
about like what would
Dubs,
happen if only
dubs,
players stayed.
dubs only.
I can't do it. Like if only players stayed, like that's what we keep on. Oh, if only someone stayed. If only someone stayed, we can't keep our good players.
That's
When we
right.
lose, we lose them, and we can't replace them, and then we're in a shittier spot.
Yeah, well, Mike.
Right,
one thing I was
whoever wants the last point, say it now, quickly.
I think-
Luke was saying something. Go on, Luke.
Yeah, I think another sad thing was like when Duffy left as well. I think personally because he was playing
yes.
skip, but he had to go anyways. Because think about it, there's no way he.
Oh yeah,
The money he gave us should be. It was 45. The money that Gylfi Sigurdsson should have gave us, and who was the other player who went?
Nothing,
Oh,
wasn't
Fernando Llorente. Fernando Llorente went for 15 mil. That's 60 mil in total. That should have been spent on buying young talent and improving the squad, and instead it got
The
wasn't
US
developed anywhere.
the US owners just took it and ran like
Our
money.
owners are shocking, by the way.
So-
They're shit. They're so bad.
so.
I want to touch on that in another video.
Yeah,
I might do later on in the week.
I really enjoyed this. I'd be more than willing to do this again.
Yeah, man.
I'd be
Definitely.
So
We have to get another topic though, or another couple of topics. to talk about.
I think we've already covered like 3 potential future topics. Like Matt, we got topics.
We've talked about our clubs. We've got plenty of other clubs to talk about.
There's
Plenty of other-
competitions, everything.
Football's ever changing. There's an
So-
amazing.
So
honestly, next week there'll be another talking point. We'll be like, oh my god, how's Liverpool so amazing?
we'll
again?
we'll
Obviously,
we'll have
not
more
off.
games to talk about next week as well. So that's if we come back next week. If you did, although enjoy this long ass 2-hour video, which is not what I expected
You somehow
whatsoever.
fucking watched it.
If you watched it
And
all,
subscribe.
if you watched the entire video, not that anyone does, comment pineapple in the
I'm
comments.
sorry. Why'd you do that?
So
Subscribe to all of our channels.
subscribe. All the
Yes,
channels will be
subscribe to all
in
of
the
our
description. Check them out,
Right, something simply Welsh.
and hopefully and hopefully you agree with our opinions. But until then, guys, or until the next video, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Be safe,
Bye.
everybody.